We're ready to go to work here as the Islanders tonight will face Doug Sutter, 27-year-old former New York Ranger goaltender with a record of 14-8-6 and a 4.42 goals against average. He has been the busiest of their goaltending staff, and there is Roland Melanson for the New York Islanders, a record of 16-9-1 and a 3.35 goals against average. His lifetime record is 3 wins, 2 losses, and no ties in games against Winnipeg. Bob Hall will be the referee tonight, joined by Randy Mitten and Swede Knox as the linesman. Bryan Trottier starts at center ice. Mike Bossy is on right wing. Greg Gilbert on the left side with Potvin and Lane on defense. Potvin to Gord Lane. The Islanders using their veteran defenseman. Trottier ridden off the play by Steen as he got back for the Jets. Waters around the boards off the stick of Gilbert. Picked up at center ice by Steen as he comes over the line. He lost the puck and Potvin stepped in front of the Trottier back to help out. The puck came out in front. Hey, knocking it down. Well, there'll be a penalty here to Gord Lane. 29 seconds into the opening period.
Tripping penalty goes to Gord Lane. Pulled down the forward right in front. There's the trip on Steen. Gord Lane victimized in a sense. Steen didn't seem to have his feet tied up. Watch the feet right here. He seemed to jump in the air and go down, known as a dive, throughout the arenas around the National Hockey League and just about any place hockey's played in. But albeit, Gord Lane goes to the penalty box, and the speedy Winnipeg Jets get the first power play of the hockey game. 29 seconds, as Jiggs said, into the hockey game. Power play opportunity for Winnipeg.
They have scored 66 power play goals on 290 opportunities, 2 of them against the Islanders and 11 chances this season. Goring and Kallur into forecheck. But Goring had been out of the lineup the last 3 games. We watched Lukowicz feeding it to Steen. He's upended neatly by Potvin. Potvin stepped into Steen a second time. Gave it to Goring. He works on Babbage. It's over the Winnipeg line, then elects to bring the puck out to center ice. Back to Potvin. Potvin off the boards, forcing the Jets to go back. 35 seconds gone in Lane's penalty. Here's Babbage on the left side. Across to Steen. Now to Howard-Chuck. Comes over the line with Lukowicz on the left side. Drop pass to Babbage at the blue line. The shot is blocked. Cleared by Stefan Persson. Sutter out of the net to cut it off for Winnipeg. Tomas Jonsson comes into forecheck now. He's joined by Bob Bourne. Persson and Langevin on defense. Howard-Chuck played it to the right wing for Deblois. Steps in over the Islander line. Arneal heads for the net. The pass out of his reach and scooped up by Melanson with 53 seconds left in the Islander penalty.
Roland Melanson tested just 1 time during the power play so far. 53 seconds. Still remaining on Gord Lane's tripping penalty. I talked about the speed of Winnipeg. They have good speed. Denis Potvin lays a pretty good lick on Deblois down the right wing side.
Now Boschman ready to take the face-off against Trottier. And Boschman is asked to leave. Arneal will take the draw. Deblois on the left side. Babbage and Manta at the point. The draw clear to the right point. That's Manta with a shot. Good stop by Melanson. Deblois' rebound is grabbed by Melanson and he holds on.
Hard shot by Manta from his right point position. Melanson scooped at it, left the rebound. Here's the face-off as they get the puck back to Manta. Here's his good drive. It's low, it's hard. There's the stop. Look at the backhand shot. Stefan Persson hanging on to Deblois. Deblois showing his strength as he got the backhand shot away anyway.
Now Boschman gets the draw back to Babbage. In along the boards to Deblois. Centered one across and off the stick of Boschman before he could really pull the trigger. Corey Boschman dumps it back to the net. Morrow bumped into Arneal. Deblois picks up the puck. Gave it to Babbage. Babbage to Deblois. Forced to turn by Morrow and overcame Trottier to clear it. Manta back in center ice. 20 seconds left in the Winnipeg power play. There's no score. The game just nicely underway. Arneal's backhand pass picked off by Morrow, and he uses the boards to clear it down the ice. Sutter out to cut it off for Babbage. Goring went into forecheck, forcing Sutter to play it. Manta didn't see it, and Arneal hustled back. Scott Arneal. Right side for Deblois. Teams at 6 aside. Winnipeg fails on their first power play chance. A couple of shots on goal. Here's Tomas Jonsson on the right side. It was knocked off his stick, picked up by Arneal. Arneal put it up the left wing, intercepted by Pat Flatley. And his shot is deflected, goes up into the seats, and play is called. We have 17 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the opening period. There's no score between the Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets.
If you've been putting off those home repairs, or driving a car that drives you nuts, you should get a goodbye loan from the Bank of New York. We've got home improvement loans and loans for new and used cars, all at guaranteed fixed rates. So say goodbye.
Goodbye, old clunker.
To just getting by with a guaranteed fixed rate goodbye loan. Only from the Bank of New York. Call Action Phone and apply for yours now.
Just give him a couple of shifts, he'll be all right. Once the game gets underway, the nerves and everything go away. The concentration is on playing well. So he'd be a little nervous standing there, but once the game gets going, like now, he doesn't have time to think about it.
Flatley out with Tonelli and Brent Sutter. Flatley into forecheck, trying to get the puck away from Lukowicz. Kicked it around behind the net. Lukowicz recovered and gave it to McLean. All McLean on right wing. Up and in wide of Melanson. Howard-Chuck in off the left wing to pick it up. Went to center one that was going absolutely nowhere. Brent Sutter across to Tonelli. Tonelli overshot the puck. Flatley backcourt. Gave it to Langevin. Persson. Stefan Persson hit it out of the reach of Tonelli. It's loose in the Winnipeg zone, and back goes Waters. Tonelli into forecheck. Nystrom has come out to replace Pat Flatley. Long pass off Howard-Chuck's skates, picked up by Lukowicz. A drive, Melanson to save, and he'll cover the puck for a faceoff.
He's got speed. Morris Lukowicz down the left wing side. There's the pass off the skates of Howard-Chuck. Watch for the goaltender. There he is. Roland Melanson well out of the net from that angle. Not much for Lukowicz to shoot at. There's Morris's drive. Going to gamble, get the shot away anyway. Make the goaltender stop it. Roland Melanson did.
Face-off to the right of the Islander goal. Bob Bourne will take the draw. Flatley has gone to the bench, and we get our first look at LaFontaine. Wearing number 16 is joined by Nystrom and Bourne, with Morrow and Jonsson on defense. Jonsson played it to the blue line. A long shot scooped up by Melanson. Dropped it for Jonsson. Around the boards, Bourne chases it. Bob Bourne dumps it into center ice. Babbage back for the Winnipeg Jets as LaFontaine went into forecheck. Gamble played it up left wing, and Morrow was there. Bob Bourne forces the Jets to go back. Nystrom and LaFontaine in together to forecheck. Morrow pinches in off the right point. The play was broken up. There's Bourne dumping it wide of the Jets' goal. Sutter played it to the point where it was taken by Bourne. LaFontaine ran into Babbage. Jets moving around the boards. Laurie Boschman unable to get his team out of that end of the ice. Nystrom knocked it away from Campbell. It's picked up back of the net. LaFontaine put it right out in front, but Denis was there. To Arneal, left side to Boschman. Boschman shot. Saved by Melanson. He had no trouble with that one, and the Jets recover at center ice. Long shot by Babbage is steered aside. Picked up by Morrow on right wing. Jets out shooting the Islanders 5-0 as Jonsson comes over the line with a drive off the stick of Mantha right to Sutter, and he'll cover it for a face-off. We have 15 minutes remaining in the opening period here at Winnipeg. There's no score between the New York Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets.
For making business travel a pleasure and providing a bonus program that lets me credit mileage from other airlines to my Eastern account, and therefore earn free travel to London, Rome, South America, and other exciting places, it gives me us great pleasure to present these wings to Eastern Airlines. You really earn them. At Eastern, we earn our wings every day.
Almost 5 minutes into the game, the Islanders' first shot on net. Sutter stopped it and held on with Bryan Trottier bearing down on him.
Trottier joined now by Bossy and Gilbert, with Lane and Potvin on defense. Waters picks up the puck around the boards. Potvin moved in, gave it to Greg Gilbert back to the net to Bossy. Out in front, Trottier was too well covered, and there's McBain picking up. Smale on left wing. Smale cranked up for a snap shot off the Persson. Played deeper into the corner, and the Jets unable to recover as Potvin stepped in front of Steen and moved it to Gord Lane. Lane off the board, stumped it out to the center ice stripe where Mantha picks it up. Mantha and Waters together on the Winnipeg defense, and they've just iced the puck. Well, we hope you've had a happy Leap Day. 29th of February comes around every 4 years. Leap Day.
Leap Day. You know, I heard somebody mention today somewhere that it was Sadie Hawkins Day, and as you said earlier, and I always associated Sadie Hawkins Day with fall, a dance.
Yeah,
Fall time, the ladies asked the men to go to a dance.
Well, there used to be, a tradition that leap year was the ladies' year to ask the man to marry.
Yes. Yeah. I think they had it confused. But I wasn't that sure that, no, they never get, them ladies are never confused. They know exactly what they're doing at all times.
Well, we hope you've had a happy Leap Day, whatever your agenda was. One extra day this year. Mantha picking up the puck to the Jets. Around the Waters. Lost it in the skates of Tonelli. Tonelli, Flatley, and Brent Sutter. That's Flatley coming out of the corner. Pat Flatley gets loose in front of the net, turns, shoots, he scores! Pat Flatley on his first shot on goal. He'll remember this one for an entire career and lifetime.
And you and I will probably remember it for a long time also, Jake. Look at that happy face. I don't blame him. Represented the Canadian Olympic team, his first shot in the National Hockey League. Here it is. Good shot. It's low, right in the left-hand corner in the net. He went in to get his own puck. There he is. That's Flatley, number 8. Went in, dug the puck out, brought it in front of the net, in front of Mantha. Number 2, he drilled it in behind Sutter to 1-0 lead for the Islanders on Flatley's first National Hockey League goal.
The public address announcement drew a very, very warm response. Applause from this Canadian audience. As Eddie said, he represented the Canadian team well. He led Team Canada in scoring at Sarajevo. And he has picked up his first NHL goal at 5:53. The Jets have cleared the puck down into the Islanders' zone. Melanson came out to slow it up. Persson around to Tonelli, down to Flatley. That Flatley dropped it to Brent Sutter. Gets over the line with a shot. Skate save by Sutter. And Deblois failed to clear it out. It's picked up by David Babbage. Last 2 lines with his pass to Boschman. That's the offside is called.
University of Wisconsin. How about that? Pat Flatley. That's where he played his, well, we call it junior hockey, his minor league hockey as a teenager. Lots of company, though, from the University of Wisconsin. There's 3 other players joining the National Hockey League after the Olympics. Tell you all about those in a minute.
Bourne, Nystrom, and LaFontaine out on the ice together, and we're getting a hooking penalty called. That'll send Lundholm to the penalty box. And the Islanders are going to the power play. A break in the action. The Islanders lead the Winnipeg Jets 1-0.
Nissan explodes interest rates on trucks. Now get low 8.8 annual percentage rate on any new Nissan truck. 8.8%. You can save up to $600 on Nissan's lowest sticker price truck, up to $1,200 depending on the model and options. 8.8% is the lowest factory-sponsored truck financing around, but it won't be around long. 8.8%. Major savings on major motion. From Nissan, only at your Datsun dealer.
Ben Lundholm, you see him right here with the hook. Gets the penalty. Gets the stick on a Butch Goring, threw him down, and goes off the ice.
So the Islanders on the power play at LaFontaine with Bourne and Nystrom. This is LaFontaine with the puck. Comes over the line. Offside is called. He was handling the puck. Didn't have full control of it as he got over the blue line, and you see the expression on his face.
Drop pass. They're sometimes dangerous. They have to be perfect to work. Pat LaFontaine trying to use it just to cross as he was crossing Winnipeg's blue line. The other 3 players, Chris Chelios with the Montreal Canadiens, Mark Barron here with Winnipeg, and Bruce Driver signed as a tryout for the New Jersey Devils. Of course, Driver was playing for the Canadian team, the other 2 for the Olympic team from the United States.
Now Potvin feeding the puck up the right side to Persson. LaFontaine as he comes across the line. was knocked off his stick, went to Bourne, put it out in front and right through the goal mouth. Here's Persson. To Potvin. Into the corner for Nystrom as he came off his stick. Back to Persson. Up to the two boards. Bob Bourne picks it up. Gave it to Bob Nystrom to the point for Stefan Persson. Over to Denis Potvin. Back to Persson. LaFontaine shoots. Good stop by Sutter. Nystrom picks up the rebound. Nystrom to Potvin. Nystrom back to Potvin. Potvin's drive. Stick save by Sutter. Persson with the rebound. Up to back of the net. Bourne chases it. He and Campbell get tied up together. LaFontaine unable to get it to the blue line, and it's Ron Wilson coming to center with a long shot. Scooped up and cleared by Melanson to Potvin. 42 seconds left in the Islander power play. This is Persson on the right wing. Shot in and around the boards. Gilbert races after it. Let it go to Trottier. Trottier sets up Gilbert back of the net. Then Gilbert unable to get it to Trottier. Recovers now to Potvin. To Jonsson. Jonsson center. Trottier on the backhand. Got turned around and skiing. Clears it, but not out. There's Potvin. Potvin to Bossy. Back to Potvin. 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Potvin fed Bossy. That's one goal. Sutter got in front of it. Then Gilbert tied up on the boards. It came back to Potvin to Jonsson. He walks right in, centering a 10-pin Waters. Jonsson recovers, lost it. Bossy gets a stick on it. He was checked, and Steen rifles it around to the point. Aims at 6 aside. Here's Bossy with a drive. Sutter has it in the pad.
Right, the Winnipeg Jets, they have possession of the puck. Sutter bails out Steen twice, and both times off the stick of Mike Bossy. There's the last drive. Look at as he pulls his pads together, getting the drive by Bossy. Steen had the puck twice and gave it away both times, and Bossy got shots on net, good ones, and Sutter made 2 fine saves. Pat LaFontaine had an opportunity not long ago. Look at the shot. Look at the save by Sutter off the left pad. Quick wrist shot by the young Pat LaFontaine. Sutter beat him too.
Now it's Brent Sutter centering for Pat Flatley and John Tonelli. Tonelli on the left wing, Flatley on the right. Morrow shot went off the left pad of Sutter. Picked up, and the Jets unable to get it to Lukowicz. It's going down into the Islanders' zone. Tomas Jonsson backboard, and that'll be an icing call against Winnipeg.
Pretty good opportunities for the Islanders during their power play. Sutter, strong goaltending. Dale Howardchuk not having as good a season as he's had the last 2 seasons. 2 years ago, Calder Trophy winner, Rookie of the Year.
Do you remember who the New York Rangers got when they traded Sutter to the Winnipeg Jets? A 3rd-round draft pick in 1983, and the player they selected was Vesa Salo. Flatley trying to keep the puck in. Did not, and this is McBain over center ice. Across the Islander line, he was checked, and he's declared to the corner, and Jonsson is there. Tomas Jonsson moves it up right wing. Campbell at the blue line for Winnipeg. Played it around to the far corner. John Tonelli takes over. It's passed to Brent Sutter. Comes over center ice. Gave it to Flatley. Pat Flatley cutting to the right wing. Centered for Sutter. And he was too well covered as he tried to move it to the left wing for Tonelli. This is McLean coming out. Paul McLean has Howardchuk with him. The pass through the goalmouth was steered aside by Melanson. Picked up by Duane Sutter. Led Tonelli with the feed. McLean picked it up. Ran it to Arneal. He and Boschman unable to get their act together at the Islander blue line. And Langevin works it to the point, but not out. Boschman knocked it down. Set up Deblois, centering attempt on the doorstep, and smothered by Melanson. A break in the action from the Winnipeg Arena, where the New York Islanders lead the Winnipeg Jets by a score of 1-0.
How many of these motor oils would love to make this claim? Well, this one can. Mobil 1. This February, buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 in this easy-pour resealable plastic container and drive away with a $3 rebate coupon on the official oil of the Winter Olympics. Winnipeg Jets are out shooting the New York Islanders by a margin of 9-8.
Islanders leading 1-0 on Flatley's goal. Scored at 5:53. Puck has been cleared off the stick at center ice, forcing Winnipeg to go back. Goring, Wayne Sutter, and Anders Kallur into forecheck. Waters moved from back of the net. Goring was right on top of him as he played it up left wing, and Persson ties up Arneal. There's luck, and Waters has to go back. Chased again by Goring. Waters backhands it to center ice. Persson quickly to Duane Sutter. Shot it in, but they ruled Goring had been trapped inside the Winnipeg blue line and thus offside.
He was trapped, Jiggs. Waters, it's a smart move. It's kind of a move. It's interference in some way. It's just not called that often, hardly ever. Waters, the defenseman for Winnipeg, was holding on to the Islander, not letting him get back out into the neutral zone. Of course, Sutter didn't see him, turn, come back in with the puck, and it was offside. They call legal interference, which is contradictive, but it's the best descriptive word I can think of at the time.
LaFontaine just won the face-off for the Islanders. He's centering now for Bourne and Nystrom. And the puck cleared into the Winnipeg zone. Babbage with it. Off the boards, Potvin at the left point. Went to center one that was broken up, and here's David Babbage up the middle of the ice. Over to Smale. Smale to Babbage, and shot right on. Melanson the save, and the rebound is cleared by Bourne. Around to the left wing. LaFontaine chased it, couldn't catch up. Danny Potvin gets a stick on it. Pulled it away neatly from the check of Doug Smale. Potvin across to Nystrom. It was out of his reach. Sutter puts a stick on it. Now to Campbell. Nystrom bumps him off the puck. Picked up by Bob Ford, who couldn't get set up. Out comes Campbell. Campbell's long shot steered aside by Melanson. McDain into forecheck. It's ridden into the boards by Gord Lane. And LaFontaine skirted the check and played the puck to the right side for Nystrom. Nystrom dumps it in over the blue line. Babbage has to go back. We have 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the opening period. Gilbert is out now with Trottier and Bossy for the Islanders. As the Jets have just dumped one in. Lukowicz picks it up, round to the net, centered, and it's cleared by Bossy. First effort to clear it came right back to him, and now he lugs it to the Winnipeg line, giving it to Gilbert. Gilbert to Trottier, and he was too well covered. Comes back to Morrow. Morrow had his pass deflected right to Jonsson, to Bossy, and it went behind him. Lukowicz has it for Winnipeg. Out to center ice for Howard-Chuck, who was too well covered. Gilbert sends Bossy in on his off wing. Bossy beats Trottier. Bryan Trottier over to Bossy on the boards. Bossy played it rink wide. There was nobody there, and Waters has it for Winnipeg. Jim Waters just shoots it down the ice. We'll get a whistle here as Tomas Jonsson goes back. We have exactly 7.5 minutes to play in the first period. The score from the Winnipeg Arena, the New York Islanders 1, the Winnipeg Jets 0.
Canon is proud to be the official 35mm camera of the 1984 Olympics. Like gold medalist Jennifer Chandler, it takes the ultimate in precision to perform at this level. Here, the Canon AE1 program performs, capturing Chandler's high diving artistry through Canon's high technology.
And it's so simple, you flip for it.
Canon's AE1 program, so advanced, it's simple.
Getting set for a face-off in the Winnipeg zone. Brent Sutter will take the draw for the Islanders against Laurie Boschman of Winnipeg. Tonelli and Flatley on the wings. Brent Sutter got the draw. Back to Persson. Lets one go. It's tipped in front. And Brent Sutter goes after it. Back to the point. Langevin lets one go. That's tipped off Flatley. And Sutter very quickly held on.
Good stop by Sutter. Again, Flatley deflects a drive by Dave Langevin from the left point. There's the play back. John Tonelli in pursuit. He got out of the way. There's the drive. Flatley clearly tipped it. Sutter positioned himself perfectly. And the tip attempt by Pat Flatley hit him right in the middle of the chest. Sutter hung on.
Now Tonelli is going to take this face-off against Boschman. Tonelli pulls it back. Flatley gets a stick on it. Gets turned around and knocked down by Stefan. And there's going to be a penalty to the Winnipeg Jets. Referee Bob Hall has a holding penalty to hand out, setting up another New York Islander power play.
DeBlois goes to the penalty box. The Islanders get a power play. Flatley, there he is, trying to control the puck. DeBlois has strength, pulls him off balance. Flatley fights to stay on his feet, but finally goes down. DeBlois gets a penalty for holding. Talking about Flatley, Jiggs, we had mentioned at the beginning of the hockey game the difference in the size between he and Pat LaFontaine. Only reason we make that mention is because they're both playing in their first National Hockey League game ever. But Flatley at 6'2", he's a big guy. He's strong, hard to move when he's standing around in front of the net. That's the reason he got that good tip attempt off the shot by Langevin.
Winnipeg gets the draw and force the Islanders to go back. DeBlois for holding at 12:46, the Winnipeg penalty. Second power play of the period for the Islanders, and Potvin brings it into center ice. Right side for Tonelli, gets over the blue line to Brent Sutter. Couldn't pick up the pass as he got between the defense. Out comes Steen. Back to Babbage. Babbage fires it down the ice, right on target. Melanson clears it to the left side for Potvin. Out of Persson. Back to Potvin. Out the right side for Brent Sutter. He, Flatley, and Tonelli move up together. Brent Sutter to Pat Flatley, going in along the board. Brent Sutter there as well. They get it away from Campbell. Tonelli got a poke at it and went right to Babbage. And Babbage fires one off the board. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in DeBlois' holding penalty.
The crowd showing their appreciation of the hard work by Winnipeg.
Here's Potvin over the Jets line. Gave it to Trottier. Across to Bossy. He shoots. DeBlois the third. Soltart rather the save. And Mullen comes to center with a long shot that went wide. Trottier for the Islanders to Greg Gilbert. Off his stick. It's recovered by Mantha. Dumped right back in again. Hands again. Letting the Jets hear it as they force the Islanders. Now they come out of their own zone. Trottier took Jonsson's pass, gave it to Gilbert on right wing. Greg Gilbert held on to it. His pass was deflected and went to Mantha. Break for Mullen, but he couldn't pick up the pass.
Still a game of inches, Jiggs. That was so close. A breakaway attempt. Mullen up through the middle.
Now here's Gilbert moving over center ice. The pass to Bossy. Marked inside the blue line. His pass was deflected by Wilson and went to Persson. 8 seconds remaining in the power play. Jonsson back to Persson. The Islanders, unable to score a power play goal in Philadelphia Sunday night, have been unsuccessful on 2 attempts here. 6 aside again. The Islanders leading 1-0. The Jets had a golden chance but couldn't break out. Now Jonsson shot tipped off Bossy and went wide. McLean clears it ahead. Mullen and Howardchuk move up. The pass into the corner, recovered by Howardchuk, and he handed it to Persson. Left wing boards, Lukowicz moved in. He was checked by Persson, and Anders Kallur played it out to center ice over the stick of Trottier. Campbell went back on the Winnipeg defense to Lukowicz. Up to Howardchuk. He did not make contact with it. As Langevin does, we get an icing call against Winnipeg. We have 4 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the opening period. The scores, the Islanders 1, the Jets 0.
It's here. The first Nissan 300ZX. A technological marvel. Computerized, digitalized, civilized. The new 300ZX, powered by a new turbocharged V6. This sports car is awesome.
Come alive, come and drive. It's motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
Butch Goring centering for Duane Sutter and Anders Kallur of the Islanders. Kallur just broke his stick, and Lukowicz picks up the puck at center. Ben McLean on right wing. McLean in deep, rounds the net, put it in the goal mouth, and Melanson covers up for a face-off. Just a reminder that reservations are now being taken for the 1984 New York Islander Nassau County Summer Hockey School. The school will begin July 9th, run through September 1st. This year, both 1- and 2-week sessions will be available to boys and girls ages 7 to 18. As in past years, the last 2 weeks will be reserved for the advanced player. For more information and a brochure, you see the number, Cadillac Park, in area code 516-935-3501. Information and a brochure on the New York Islander Nassau County Summer Hockey School. Babbage held the puck in after a blistering shot had gone wide of Melanson a moment before. And Duane Sutter sends Trottier into center ice over the Winnipeg line. Goring goes to the front of the net. Trottier couldn't get the puck to him. Duane Sutter centers. Goring's shot was blocked by Soltart. Dazzling save as the Islanders set it up beautifully. In meantime, McLean chasing the puck. Couldn't get there. Goring knocked it away from Campbell. McLean for Winnipeg. Howard Chuck a drive. Melanson the stick hand save. And the rebound is cleared for Trottier. Trottier ties it up on the boards. With help now from Duane Sutter. Howard Chuck hangs right there. Nudged it loose and it's cleared back to center ice. Andrew McBain goes rink wide for Babbage. Lukowicz heads for the net. Babbage with a hard shot. Back wants it up on his save effort on Nutwood. This is Nystrom over the Winnipeg line. Trying to get in around Waters, and his shot went wide. Hale takes over on the right wing. Punch Hale across to McBain. Lane stepped in front of him. The pass went to Steen, and his shot hit Lane. Nystrom has it for the New York Islanders to Bob Bourne. Bourne across the Winnipeg line. The pass to Nystrom. Nystrom trying to get away from McBain's check. It's double team. LaFontaine there as well. The puck was sprung loose. Picard handed it to Bourne. Back to Lane. Hard Lane once more for Bourne. Checked as he got to the Winnipeg line. This is Picard. Robert Picard put it right on Potvin's stick. Picard hears it from the crowd here at Winnipeg as Hale breaks loose. Gets over the Islander line. Gave it to McBain. In deep centers off Melanson.
Picard, Jiggs coming off late. They were booing him 10 seconds ago. They're cheering him now. How quick things turn around. There's Scales' pass. As it's put in front, there's one attempt. The second by Picard, number 3, and he puts it in. 1-1 tie. Deblois had a poke at it. There's the pass to the side. Fake shot, held puck as Lane goes down. There's the loose puck right on the goal line. And Robert Picard comes in from his defense position and knocks it in the open net. A 1-1 tie.
That's his 6th goal of the year. Comes at 17:20. Picard for Winnipeg. Flatley for the Islanders, and we're tied 1-1. Back in the Islanders zone. Morrow got it ahead to Flatley to Brent Sutter. Pat Flatley gets across the Winnipeg line. Put on the brakes, let the shot go, and Sutter just got a stick on it. Brent Sutter into the corner for Tonelli. Tonelli gets away from Deblois. Turns. Passed it out of the reach of Brent Sutter. Sutter plays it back of the net. There's Flatley to Tonelli. Tonelli sets up Flatley on the backhand. The shot was deflected to the corner. Don Tonelli with it. Tonelli out of the corner, knocked down, trying to center one that was intercepted by Deblois. Headed to Boschman. Boschman and Arneal to the Islander line, and Arneal went in offside after being spilled right at the blue line.
Winnipeg, they're loaded with speed, Jake. They're a fine skating hockey team, one of the better in the league. Arneal has speed. That time he got a little too fast, fell down as Boschman tried to carry the puck in. Arneal got a hit ahead of him. He fell, he slid across the blue line, creating the offside. An exciting hockey team every time they played the Islanders. Obviously, every time they played against Patrick Division teams, they must have skated well. I had mentioned at the beginning, 9 wins, 7 losses against Patrick Division rivals. They're a winning team against what is considered by many the toughest division in the league.
Bob Hall has handed out a high sticking penalty to John Tonelli at the 18:10 mark of this first period. Winnipeg with the second power play chance of the night. Mantha held the puck and played it back of the net for Lukowicz. Persson tied him up and Goring went after it. Goring to Kallur. Anders Kallur into center ice. Over the Winnipeg line as he played it away from Mantha and was able to recover. Got spun around, picks up the puck again. Anders Kallur. Checking beautifully in the Winnipeg zone, and now Howard Chuck moves it to right wing for Mantha. Mantha's pass intercepted by Persson. Jonsson gets into the Winnipeg zone. Tomas Jonsson steps into Babbage. Puck cleared back of the net for Howard Chuck. We're tied 1-1 late in the first period. Howard Chuck sends Mantha out on the right side. The pass to Lukowicz is no good. Langevin has it with a minute to play in the period and is dumped it down the ice. Doug Sotar with Mantha. Up the boards for Dale Howard Chuck. Goes rink wide to Deblois, who had to reach behind to pick it up. Missed, and when he does recover, he put the Winnipeg Jets offside.
Too many gambles by Winnipeg on the power play. It's being costly. They haven't been able to mount any kind of an offense for 1 minute and 5 seconds into this power play with John Tonelli. in the penalty box, sitting out a high sticking penalty, excuse me. Winnipeg gambling. They're trying to spring away a breakaway. They should be trying to gain control of the puck in the Islanders' end of the ice and get a good attempt at Roland Melanson.
Now Gord on the face-off. Boschman knocked it away from him. Picked up by Robert Picard. Picard off the left wing boards for Boschman. Now the Deblawak gets over the Islander line. Lost it to the skates of the linesman. Swede knocks. That's the whistle.
A little help for the Islanders. Swede knock. Steps in front of the puck. Lucien Deblois, the captain, as he streamed down the left wing side. He had control problems. You see him reach back with the stick, tried to bring the puck in. The feet of Swede Knox, the linesman, got in the way, put everybody offside, including the linesman, so he blew the whistle.
Now Goring will take the face-off against Boschman. Kallur is the other forward. Morrow and Potvin on defense. For Winnipeg are Neal, Boschman, and Deblois, the forwards. Neal has dumped it into the corner. Back went Morrow. Kenny Morrow couldn't get away from Boschman. Now Neal moved back to the net, put it out in front off Melanson's stick. Waters a shot, that one up high. Anders Kallur recovers on left wing and has dumped it out to center ice. Picard looks up at the clock. 8 seconds remaining. Not enough time for a rush apparently, and he's just delayed the game long enough to force a face-off in the Winnipeg zone. The Islanders, several of the players yesterday before they left New York, were in touch with a young man who was at Sloan Kettering Hospital, a great Islander fan, 11-year-old Jay Riley. They spoke with him on the phone after practice. He's a great fan. We hope that he is feeling well and tuned in to WOR-TV and catching the Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets tonight. Jay, we're all pulling for you. I understand that we've lost the picture at the moment in the New York area. We do have the audio, but no picture at the moment. Well, it'll be Goring taking the face-off to the right of the Winnipeg net. Boschman on the draw for the Jets, and now they're both waved out. Anders Kallur will come in to face off against Scott Arneal. Trottier at the left point, Morrow at the right point for the Islanders. Winnipeg got the draw to Deblois, shoots it down the ice, and that's going to do it for the opening period. The Islanders score first. The Winnipeg Jets come back on a goal by Picard late in the period. So after 1, our score is the New York Islanders 1, the Winnipeg Jets 1. We'll be back with a recap following these messages.
What does it take to excel?
I know the deadline. You'll get it tomorrow.
It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. Our 2-pound pack is just $9.35 overnight, and we deliver over 95,000 packages on time every day.
Yes, we got them. Oh, and Jerry, thanks.
Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
Let the attack begin.
By your command, Imperious Leader.
The most spectacular space adventure ever produced for television returns. Battlestar Galactica fights to escape a ruthless alien force from another star system, sworn to annihilate the entire human race.
Launch all Vipers. Should we fail, no one will survive.
Battlestar Galactica, the lone survivor of a once great fleet.
I'm under attack.
I got him on the right.
Don't miss one perilous adventure of Battlestar Galactica. Starring Richard Hatch, Dirk Benedict, Maren Jensen, and Lorne Green as Commander Adama.
Battlestar Galactica, weeknights at 6, right here on Channel 9.
From the Winnipeg Arena after 1 period, the score is tied. The New York Islanders 1 and the Winnipeg Jets 1. The shots on goal in the period by Winnipeg 15, by the New York Islanders 12. Here's the way the scoring went. At the 5:53 mark, Pat Flatley gets his first National Hockey League goal. John Tonelli gets the assist. Flatley came out of the corner and beat Doug Sotart at 5:53. Then at the 17:20 mark, the Jets got even. Picard from Steen and Spale, and we're tied 1-1. Each team with a couple of power play opportunities. The Winnipeg power play, the last one, will have 10 seconds to carry over to the second period. I'm Jiggs McDonald with Ed Westfall here in Winnipeg. You mentioned that the Jets have a lot of speed. They showed it. They seemed to get their legs late in the period and carried the play.
They did, Jiggs. And you know, the Islanders have a history of letting a team like Winnipeg, and they've done this before, kind of slowly take control of the hockey game. The Islanders play a grinding game, and generally against a good skating club that Winnipeg is, the Islanders will want to check a little more, play the man a little more. They're not doing that yet. And as the period went along, Winnipeg started to get a few more opportunities. The power play was miserable for them. It's something they're talking about, I'm sure, in the dressing room right now. They do not want to give up those kind of opportunities. Not necessarily do you have to score a goal every time on the power play. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is get some good opportunities. Force the Islanders to chase after you in their end of the ice. Make the goaltender stop the puck. They get a couple of shots on that power play, and twice they flew it right by the goaltender. They're not making Roland Melanson work at all. So those are little signs that the Islanders pick up on, and they can use in their favor, albeit that one time when Anders Kallur took the puck, he must have had it for at least 20 seconds as he went down the right wing, made a couple of moves, got away, picked up the puck down behind the net of Winnipeg. Winnipeg can't afford to let the Islanders fool around like that because, of course, the Islanders will play a pretty steady game if they start to pick it up in the second period.
It's far too early, of course, Eddie, to analyze the play of the two new New York Islanders, Pat Flatley and Pat LaFontaine. Pat Flatley already on the score sheet. I thought LaFontaine had a couple of opportunities as well, and Flatley had a couple of other chances over and above the one that he did put in the net.
No question, the goal that he got, he worked very hard for. He went in, picked it up in the corner. Hopefully we'll have a chance to show that later, but we'll see what happens with that. But the skating, I watched, first of all, the skating. I haven't seen the players, only on maybe some highlights from the Olympic Games and some of the exhibition games they played over in this part of the world before they went to the Olympics. But they're both strong on their skates. Maybe LaFontaine a little quicker, but time will tell. We'll get a little better reading as the game goes on.
You know, the butterflies were there. There was a whole game going on in their stomach, as they say. But at the end of one, our score is tied. The Islanders won, the Winnipeg Jets won, and we'll return to the Winnipeg Arena right after these messages.
Thinking about throwing in the towel? No, thinking about making it Michelob Light for the winners.
Your serve.
Play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winners.
Boy, I need help with my serve.
Tom will help you.
First, you remove the cap.
Michelob Light.
Nissan technology versus the bottom line. The challenge, create room for 5, power for passing, outstanding mileage. The solution? Sentra, a major value from Nissan at a sticker price of just $51.99. The Nissan Sentra.
Come alive, come and drive. Major motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
I've been blessed by God to do what I'm doing.
Burt Reynolds.
The business that we're in gives us charisma.
Dudley Moore.
You'd like to talk about sex a lot, I noticed. Me?
Mel Brooks.
I'm not a normal star. I'm a six-pointed star to begin with.
David Steinberg brings you face-to-face with 4 of the hottest superstars of our time. Catch it all on Stars with David Steinberg.
An encore presentation Sunday night at 6.
If you've been putting off those home repairs or driving a car that drives you nuts, you should get a goodbye loan from the Bank of New York. We've got home improvement loans and loans for new and used cars, all at guaranteed fixed rates. So say goodbye.
Goodbye, old clunker.
To just getting by with a guaranteed fixed rate goodbye loan. Only from the Bank of New York. Call Action Phone and apply for yours now.
Looking ahead to the Stanley Cup playoffs and the opening round possibilities, one cannot overlook the chance of the New York Islanders playing the Philadelphia Flyers, something that hasn't happened since the Stanley Cup final of 1980. Remember that hot Saturday afternoon when the Islanders won their first Stanley Cup? Well, only 4 players with the Philadelphia Flyer team of that year are still on the Flyer roster. Of course, the heart and soul of the hockey club is their captain, Bobby Clarke. He's 34 years of age now, still regarded as the top Flyer. 3 times he's been named the most valuable player in the National Hockey League, but the days of 35 or more goals in a season are gone.
Bobby Clark dreams of one more Stanley Cup before retirement, as does left winger Bill Barber, who was also on that 1980 team. Barber is 31 now and reportedly has been offered as trade bait by the Flyers for the past couple of years. His 40 or more goals a season are memories, too. And they weren't the Broad Street Bullies in 1980, but they did have a group of guys who would hit anybody not wearing a Philadelphia Flyer jersey. The only other player still with the Flyers from their 1980 team was a rookie then, a player who has developed into one of the league's best left wingers. Yes, we're talking about 25-year-old Bryan Propp, a natural goal scorer who's on target for another 40-goal season. Propp finds himself responsible for most of the Flyer offense. That's not to say that the other Philadelphia forward lines can't score goals, but the combination with Bryan Propp on left wing and Dave Pohlin at center ice and Tim Kerr has to be regarded as their top line. This is Dave Pohlin, signed as a free agent late last season after 4 years at Notre Dame and a season in Sweden. Pohlin is explosive, and he's also a top playmaker. And on the right side of that line is a converted center, a man who has moved over to right wing in the person of Tim Kerr. Kerr's not a great skater, but he's strong and has developed as a goal scorer. At 24 years of age, the Flyer future rests on his talents. The Flyer offense got a big boost just over 2 years ago when the Toronto Maple Leafs gave up on veteran Darryl Sittler. The talented playmaking center iceman scored 43 goals a year ago, and now at 35 years of age, he's been a big plus for the Flyers. But age is against him in the Flyer playoff picture, and Darryl Sittler's name may never appear on a Stanley Cup. Defense and goaltending has let the Flyers down in recent weeks. They've had 2 and 3 goal games, seen them disappear into ties or in some cases losses, and that really has kept the Philadelphia Flyers from leading the Patrick division right at this moment. Mark Howe, an excellent 28-year-old defenseman, has been hampered by a shoulder injury and for 2 months now hasn't been able to take a slap shot. They'll need his offense as well as his defense in the playoffs. Then there's Thomas Eriksson, a Swedish import who played with Philadelphia in 1980-81, got homesick and went back to Sweden. Then there's Miroslav Dvorak, who's changed the pronunciation of his name to Dvorak, and that still hasn't helped his play. Brad Marsh is having a self-admitted dismal season on the Philadelphia defense, and rounding out their crew, Doug Crossman, who came over from Chicago, and the veteran Randy Holt. Recently, they moved another defenseman to a forward position. Glenn Cochran, who led the Flyers plus-minus stats a year ago, is now playing left wing with the Sutter twins, Rich and Ron. Cochran is there to form a checking line, and if they do face the Islanders in the playoffs, you can expect to see Cochran and the 2 Sutters against Trottier, Bossy, and Gilbert. Goaltending was a problem for the Flyers in last year's playoffs, and it could be again this year. Pelle Lindbergh was expected to be their #1 goalie. Well, he's been sent to the minor leagues recently, and Bob Froese has moved into the #1 position for Philadelphia. A brilliant rookie season a year ago, but he didn't play in the playoffs. He'll have to be at his best for the Flyers to win in the first round. And they're getting some players back from injury at probably the right time of the year. Lindsey Carson, 23 years of age, played with Clark and Holmgren a year ago. He's just back from a broken left arm suffered in a game against the Islanders early this season. And right winger Ray Allison is skating again after having suffered a broken ankle. Coach and general manager Bob McCammon recently blasted the NHL playoff setup in the Philadelphia Inquirer. It almost read as an apology for bowing out before the playoffs even begin. Yet in each of the last 2 playoffs, the Flyers have been given the boot early by the New York Rangers. The Philadelphia Flyers are currently on a road trip to the West, playing in Edmonton tonight, and when that game's over, they'll have 17 regular season games left, 10 of those against Patrick Division teams. And of the 17, 8 will be at the Spectrum in Philadelphia and 9 on the road. So it could be that the Philadelphia Flyers will be the masters of their own fate as to where they finish. They can finish first in the Patrick Division again this year. And according to those close to the Philadelphia Flyer team, those players would like to face the Islanders in the opening round of the playoffs, the feeling being that they'd have a better chance of eliminating the Islanders and advancing to the next round than they would if they were to play the Washington Capitals or the New York Rangers. And you can bet that the Islanders would welcome the challenge of facing the Flyers in the playoffs. They just might get that opportunity, say, the first week of April. Our intermission will continue from the Winnipeg Arena right after these messages.
Canon is proud to be the official 35mm camera of the 1984 Olympics. Like gold medalist Adrian Dantley, it takes a special kind to perform at this level. Here, the Canon AE1 program performs. With its special shutter priority system, so its first priority is to stop motion.
And it's as easy for me to shoot as a basketball.
Cannon's AE1 program, so advanced, it's simple.
Do you know how many of these motor oils would love to make this claim? Well, this one can. Mobil 1. Now, Mobil 1 and our other fine motor oils come in this easy pour resealable plastic container. Mobil motor oil. Now it's easier to use than ever.
Nissan explodes interest rates on trucks. Now get low 8.8 annual percentage rate on any new Nissan truck. 8.8%. You can save up to $600 on Nissan's lowest sticker price truck, up to $1,200 depending on the model and options. 8.8% is the lowest factory-sponsored truck financing around, but it won't be around long. 8.8%. Major savings on major motion. From Nissan, only at your Datsun dealer.
When an oil rig has to wait for a part, money goes down the drain. I trust Emery's same-day service.
Call Emery. We've earned the trust of American business.
Yes, New York Islanders hockey received from Fortunoff, the source, a Seiko quartz watch. See Seiko's winning combination of quartz accuracy and unique styling at Fortunoff, the source. Seiko, setting the standard for the world for the future. The New York Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets tied 1-1 as we await the return of the two teams for the second period here at the Winnipeg Arena. Pat Flatley for the Islanders, Robert Picard for Winnipeg. Let's go back and take a look at some of the highlights of the opening period. Here's Eddie Westfall.
Thank you, Jiggs. Let's go to the first period. Early in the first period, only his second shift on the ice. Keep an eye on number 18. You see him moving in. As he moves in, picks up a loose puck, doing what he's supposed to do. In pursuit of the puck, he pulls it out in front of the net, but he's surprised. Mantha goes down, doesn't get the puck. He ends up with it, turned and let the shot go to the right side of Sutter. It's in the net, into the lower left-hand corner as he turned and took the shot. Let's take another look at this particular angle high above in the rafters of the building. There's Flatley moving in closely, takes a run at Deblois, number 23, knocks him off the puck, pulls it out. Mantha tried to spear it. He missed it. Flatley turned and let it go. He just shot it at the net. It went in. His first National Hockey League goal to Pat Flatley at 5:53, assisted by John Tonelli. Winnipeg was not having much luck around the Islander net. Denis Potvin through the center ice area. He gets checked, and away breaks Doug Smale. He's got speed. Makes a pass to the right side to Steen. Steen took a walk right in behind, shot the puck out in front. Roland Melanson deflected it. A quick shot by Steen again. There's the rebound as Picard moved in. Denis Potvin couldn't get to he or the puck apparently, and Picard knocked it into the net. Here's Potvin in the center ice area again as he's checked. Taken away by 25, Steen. Away goes Smale. Potvin got a piece of him, but not enough. The pass across the ice. Gord Lane went down to block it. Roland Melanson got a piece of it. Denis Potvin with his stick up in the air tried to kick at it, but before he could, Picard had knocked it into the net. Steen and Smale assisting at 17:20, and the score was tied at 1 apiece.
Upcoming with the New York Islanders, members of the hockey team will put away their skates and watch their wives model for the third successive year. It'll be a fashion show and dinner to benefit the Long Island chapter of the American Diabetes Association. The fashion show will take place at the Crest Hollow Country Club in Woodbury, Long Island on Thursday, March 15th. Festivities get underway at 7 o'clock. Tickets go quickly. So tomorrow, make sure you contact the Long Island chapter office of the American Diabetes Association. There's the telephone number, area code 516-752-1752 for ticket information. The date again is Thursday, March 15th for the Wives Fashion Show. There's a look at Doug Sutter in the Winnipeg goal. And at the other end of the ice, Roland Melanson, 23 years of age, getting ready to go to work for the New York Islanders. Our next game for you on WOR will be Sunday, March 11th. New York Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins, 7:30, Sunday the 11th. And the following Sunday, March 18th, from Hartford at 7 o'clock. On the 22nd, from Boston Garden at 7:30. And on Sunday the 25th, from Buffalo, a 7 o'clock start. The Jets move into the Islanders' zone. Steen checked from behind by Trottier. Tonelli sitting in the penalty box. It's been sprung loose, as you see, and the team 6 aside. Score all even at 1-1. Offside has been called. We'll get a face-off outside the Winnipeg blue line. Pat Flatley had 3 shots on goal for the Islanders in the first period. Mike Bossy had 3.
LaFontaine had 1. 4 of the Islander 12 shots by the 2 rookies.
Top shooter for Winnipeg was defenseman David Babbage. They've made it a change on the Winnipeg goal. It's still credited to Picard, but McBain gets an assist instead of Smale. It's now Steen and McBain assisting. Puck in the Winnipeg zone. Icing will be the call as Waters goes back for it. We're 36 seconds into the second period.
Isn't that always the way, Jiggs? It was Smale, you'll remember, number 9, a Czech Denis Potvin at center ice. Started that whole play. He took the puck, started in toward the Islanders' end, got tripped up a little bit, regained his balance, got the puck, made the play. To McBain on the right side. Doesn't get credit for anything to do with the goal. He's like the 3rd assist. He really made the whole thing happen. Number 9, Doug Smale.
All he can do is hope that John Ferguson remembers when it comes contract negotiation time.
He'll remind him if he doesn't.
He didn't have such a good year. But what about? Remember? Bob Bourne, center ice. Trottier, who shot was blocked by McBain, and now Potvin dumps it into the Winnipeg end of the ice. Gilbert has come out to replace Bourne. Smale over in the left wing, checked by Trottier. Puck went loose and cleared up into the center ice zone by Thomas Steen. Potvin waiting at the Islander line. McBain forces him in a little deeper. Potvin gave it to Trottier to Gilbert. Gilbert dumps it into the left of Sutter, and Waters was back in a hurry. Tim Waters had his pass deflected by Gilbert. Trottier gets a stick on it. Unable to set up his teammates, however. Now comes McBain. Mantha's across the line on left wing. His shot was grabbed by Melanson. He'll smother it, forcing a face-off. Well, the trip for the Islanders continues with a game in Toronto on Saturday night.
Some more of the speed of the Winnipeg Jets. Watch the shower of snow. Roland Melanson grabbed the puck. As he went down to get it, some of the players come in. See the white all over the front of his jersey? Snow. Happens often. Goaltenders go down, block the puck. With players rushing in, they have to stop, of course. And when they do, off the edges of the blades comes a lot of snow.
Sure, a lot of the folks in the East, where WOR is seen in various areas, have seen all the snow they want to see.
For a long time. I called my father. He lives, of course, just outside Toronto. I phoned him yesterday. I was going to meet him in Toronto on my way to Winnipeg, and he was standing. He just come in to get the newspaper. He said there's 13 inches. He took a ruler out, measured it, 13 inches on the ground. He said it was snowing so hard he couldn't see 20 feet in front of the house.
Wow. Quick shot right from the face-off as Lukowicz got one away, but missed the net. Cleared out in front of Melanson again. Campbell at the point, dumped it into the corner, but Morrow was there. To Tonelli. Tonelli, Brent, Sutter, and Flatley move up. Tonelli, a drive. Sutter got a piece of it. It's lodged in his catching glove. He looked around as if he had lost sight of it.
It caught in there, Jiggs. The hard shot of John Tonelli. Let's take a look as Tonelli rips one. There's Sutter. He put his glove in front of it instinctively. He kind of looked around, looking for the puck to be bouncing somewhere. It was stuck in his mitt. And watch his head. You see him? He doesn't know where it is. Then he looked down. There he is, looking down, saying, wow, look what I found. Stuck in his mitt is the puck, a sizzler off the stick of John Tonelli.
Brent Sutter faces off against Boschman. The puck went to the corner. Flatley tying up Campbell. The puck is kicked along the boards to Arneal. Morrow pinching in from the point, checked him. Now it's cleared high, off the glass and down into the Islander zone where Tonelli will pick it up. John Tonelli to Tomas Jonsson to Morrow. Morrow at center ice. A slap shot just missed on the left side of Sutter. It was centered out by Tonelli, but intercepted. Arneal over on left wing. To Boschman, to Denis. Jonsson stepped in front of him neatly. Thomas Jonsson leads the rush. The pass to Brent Sutter went to the backhand and was checked. Babbage cleared it out of the corner, right to Flatley. Into Brent Sutter. Sutter to Tonelli, and he got turned around as he ran into Arneal. Boschman leads the rush. The Jets move up 3-on-3. Boschman over the line. Into the left wing corner. Trying to circle the net and got checked. Kenny Morrow to Brent Sutter. Sutter puts it high in the air. Spins down into the Winnipeg zone, and the result is going to be an icing call A break in the action. We still have 17 minutes, 16 seconds to play in the second period. The score remains the Islanders 1 and the Jets 1.
If doing business around the world takes too much time, discover the AT&T International Business Network.
Mr. Columbus.
With AT&T, you can reach decision makers everywhere quickly.
Queen Isabella.
Attend an international teleconference.
Your Majesties?
But where are you?
Without leaving the U.S. Send exact copies of key documents internationally in minutes using fax.
I'm not in the East Indies?
The most cost-effective way, the AT&T International Business Network.
All set for a face-off to the left of Roland Melanson. Howard Chuck facing off against Bob Bourne. Bourne pulled it back to Langevin. LaFontaine, normally a center, is playing left wing. Nystrom on the right side, and Nystrom has picked up the puck. Across the line, offside is called. After the face-off with Bourne, LaFontaine shifts into the center ice position, and Bourne cuts back to left wing, 18.
On Bob Bourne's experience at taking the face-off, particularly in the Islanders' end of the ice, it was just to the left of Roland Melanson, so they gave the duties to Bourne. Now you see why two center icemen are sometimes handy. That time LaFontaine thrown out, Bourne takes it again.
Where's number 16? Celebrated his 19th birthday a week ago today. That's LaFontaine. There's Lukowicz with a backhander blocked by Melanson. Picked up and cleared by Langevin to Bourne. We're going to get to meet Pat LaFontaine and Pat Flatley on our second intermission tonight. Lukowicz with the puck. Checked by LaFontaine, who recovers. Give it to Nystrom. To Bourne. Across the line together. Bourne chased it along the boards. Worked it to the opposite wing. Persson got a piece of LaFontaine. The puck cleared back to Langevin. LaFontaine again to Langevin. Up the middle to Bourne. To Persson across to Langevin. Langevin's pass intended for Bourne was broken up by Waters. Howard-Chuck moved over in time to knock it into the Islanders' zone. Langevin gave it to Persson. Now to Goring, who's just come out of the ice. Goring to Bourne. Bourne, a slap shot off the side of the net. Hit the post. Nystrom put it out in front, but Bourne turning didn't see it in time. Bob Bourne around to Goring. He was too well covered. It went to David Babbage. Babbage wears number 44. The long pass to Smale, trying to come in off left wing, dropped it to Steen, and the shot was cleared aside by Melanson. Wayne Sutter dumps it to center, down into the Winnipeg zone. We're going to get an icing call as Babbage touches up. Still 15 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the second period with a break in the action. The score is tied, 1-1.
What? A racerback? You gotta be kidding. For Michelob Light? Catch you later.
But a couple of guys really go at it like this for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winner.
Too bad you missed that light back there.
Yeah, but I made this one.
Michelob Light.
Smale down the left wing side. That's what speed will do for you. There's the shot. A beauty, a hard one. Roland Melanson just took it away from Thomas Steen again. Steen getting a good drive away. Tomas Jonsson gets his stick on it.
Now from the face-off, the puck loose, cleared back to Babbage. On the blue line, Melanson's on all the way, and Goring picks up the rebound. Butch Goring unable to get the puck to Tonelli. Mullen played it around the boards. Potvin stepped into his man. It came out in front. Mullen plays it into the corner. Right back to Mullen. Lets a shot go off the pads of Melanson, and he'll hold on.
You can hear Roland Melanson yelling to his defenseman. Good coverage. Gord Lane giving him a lot of help. Denis Potvin in pursuit. There's the drive from a bad angle. Mullen let it go. Roland Melanson had no trouble. Gord Lane, good shift for Gord Lane. Babbage, who has a very good shot from the point. A moment ago, let one go. It was Gord Lane's hard work in front of his goaltender, Roland Melanson, that kept the path clear so he could get a good look at it all the way in from Babbage's stick.
The Islanders going with their veteran defensemen. If you joined us late, Gord Denis and Paul Boudelier have been returned to the Indianapolis Checkers of the Central Hockey League. They're going with the 6 veterans. Waters with a shot that's deflected up into the crowd. There's some speculation in the media, both the print media and the electronic media, that the Islanders are on the verge of making a trade.
Oh, really? Are you dealing in rumors again, Jiggs?
No, I'm just stating the fact that we've read those reports.
Electronic media?
Yeah.
Is that like television and radio?
I guess it could be called just about television and radio.
Who are they trading? I
have no idea.
Oh, you mean just that the rumblings are there.
Every year as you close in on the trading deadline, this year Tuesday at noon, March 6th, there are all kinds of speculations as to who will be traded. And there's Bossy with an opportunity and a good save by Sotar. McBain back to the net. Bossy in to knock it away from him. Had trouble recovering. It goes back to the net for Trottier. Picked up by Bossy. Ran into Greg Gilbert. Cleared up in the left wing and got into the center ice zone. Gilbert has it. The Morrow across to Trottier. Trottier being bothered by Spale. Got away from the check. Pass across to Bossy. Now to Trottier. Can't get in over the Winnipeg line, and the Islanders have to go back for it. Denny Morrow picking up the puck. Morrow to Trottier. Lead pass to Bossy. Gets a break. Comes right in. Shoots. Sotar robbed him. He came right up to the top of the goal crease to make the save. Morrow has the buckets, and now to Gilbert. Back into the Islander zone for Tomas Jonsson. Jonsson at center ice. Dumped it wide of Sotar as the Islanders are on a player change. Flatley went into forecheck. Campbell knocked the puck away from him. It's picked up by Persson to Langevin. Out to Brent Sutter to John Tonelli. Tonelli fires it in over the line. Flatley chases it with Campbell. And Flatley works off the boards. Got it to Tonelli in front to Brent Sutter. He shoots. Hit the post. Tonelli the rebound. He scores! John Tonelli.
And Flatley going to get an assist. He did a nice job, Jake. He loosened the puck up behind Sotar and made the play that started it all. Young, fat Flatley. Let's take a look. There's Flatley as he goes in behind the net. Campbell after him, but he kicked the puck loose. There's the pass to Brent Sutter. Good stop by Sotar with his right pad, but the rebound in front of Mantha is in the net. Let's take a look. There's the shot. Tonelli hits for the front of the net. Brent Sutter's shot is stopped, and there a nice backhand shot by John Tonelli makes it 2-1. Brent Sutter and Flatley will get assists on John Tonelli's 22nd goal of the season.
Both Flatley and LaFontaine are right-hand shots. I don't think we pointed that out. Both right-handed shooters, and the Islanders are up 2-1. As Flatley handles the puck again, comes in on right wing, turned, lost his edge, and fell, and the Jets get a break. Campbell takes Denis on right wing. Denis shot. Melanson the save, and the puck ends up in the seats. The Islander defense forcing those shooters wide, something that the Islanders are probably better at than any other team in the league, forcing them to the boards. In recent games, they've been getting a lot of shots from the slot. I'm sure more than the goaltenders like to see, but watch for this one. Well, this is the goal.
There's the shot by Sutter. Look at the pad save. Good poise by Sotar, but too much for him as he stops the shot by Brent Sutter. In comes John Tonelli. It puts the backhand up over top of a sprawling Doug Sotar.
Since coming to Winnipeg, Sotar has a record against the Islanders of 3 wins, 1 loss, no ties, and a 2.75 goals against average. 3-1-0 and 11 goals against. The Islanders have made that 13 now, including tonight's game. Nystrom checked at center ice. Lukowicz left the puck for Waters into the Islanders' zone, but McLean unable to do anything with it. Here's Robert Picard. Pass out of the reach of Lukowicz, out of the reach of everybody. Morrow goes back to pick it up, and it'll be an icing against the Winnipeg Jets.
4 of the 6 most accurate shooters, they put it that way, in the National Hockey League are playing in this game tonight. Greg Gilbert, 27.5% efficiency on shooting accuracy. He's 3rd. 4th is Paul McLean of Winnipeg. Butch Goring is 5th. John Tonelli is 6th. You know who the top 1 and 2 are? Shooting accuracy?
Well, I would think that probably Gretzky is in there somewhere because he gets so many shots on goal.
Yes, that's right. But he's number 2. You know who number 1 is? Yeri Curry.
Really?
Yeah.
A couple of Edmonton Oilers, huh? Lukowicz clearing the puck in the Islanders' zone. Nystrom moved it up left wing out of the reach of Bourne, and back goes Picard. Robert Picard played it rink wide. Morrow has it. To Jonsson. Out of Nystrom. Across to the left wing side for Bob Bourne. LaFontaine joins him as they cross the line. Bourne trying to get around Picard. Went back of the net. The puck loose for Nystrom. Gave it to Morrow. His shot tipped off LaFontaine and smothered by Sutter.
Another fine save by Doug Sutter. This time a shot by Morrow. Tipped by Pat LaFontaine. There's Bob Nystrom. Good play to Morrow. There's the quick shot. LaFontaine tipped it. And juggling his feet, trying to get in front of the puck. Doug Sutter. Take a look again. And there's Ken Morrow on the bench trying to get a new stick from the trader, Ron Waskey. Here's the Islanders as they close in. Watch LaFontaine. You see him go to the front of the net and stop. Doesn't need size. We talked about Flatley. He can get away with it. But in front of number 7 Waters, Tim Waters, Pat LaFontaine tipped the puck.
Wayne Sutter had a shot blocked following the face-off. Recovers the puck at center and gave it to Lane, rather. Now to Wayne Sutter. Shot it into the corner to the right of the Winnipeg goaltender, Doug Sutter. Babbitt's trying to come out. Got checked by Kallur. Sutter around the board. Picked up by Duane Sutter to Goring. Wilson stepped in front of him. Ron Wilson to Mullen. Ryan Mullen went to the left side. Lundholm dumped one in over the line. Mullen chasing it with Lane. Gord Lane picks it up. Lane tries the boards with a pass for Kallur that ends up at center ice. Taken there by Bent Lundholm. Lundholm to Wilson. Wilson, the Islander line, but over 2 lines with the pass, and there's some debate about that. Break of the action, nevertheless. The score now is the New York Islanders 2, the Winnipeg Jets 1.
What does it take to excel? It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. We'll deliver your urgent packages overnight. And our 2-pound pack is just $9.35, about half what most others charge. So next time, use the service that delivers over 95,000 packages on time every day. Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
Play just underway as the Islanders move the puck at their own blue line. Smale brings it back in on right wing and was flattened on a check from Langevin. Persson around to Trottier. He's checked at his own end of the ice. Persson picks it up, gave it to Langevin, or at least attempted to, and the puck goes up to Gilbert. Back to Langevin. Now to Persson. Stefan Persson to Langevin. The Islanders content to play in their own end of the ice, and then Langevin's effort to get it to Gilbert missed and goes the length of the ice. They get a whistle as a result.
Well, it's not that the players don't like him, and he's not in the penalty box, but yes, that's Billy Smith sitting on the Islanders bench. Well, he's a little removed from it, but he does get his own little seat. I told you, those goaltenders have their own union. They're loners. They like to be by themselves. There's a good example. I'm only teasing.
And the backup goaltender over on the other bench is the goaltender of note with the U.S. Olympic team, Mark Barron. Played his first game in the NHL here on Monday night. Lost in overtime to the Edmonton Oilers. They played very well, I'm told. His very first shot that he handled in the National Hockey League was off the stick of Wayne Gretzky.
There's the mark. I hope he stopped it.
He did.
Oh, there he is as we take a look at him. Sitting best seats in the house. Right there on the end of the bench. People to talk to.
They've gone through some goaltenders this year. I think of the games against the Islanders, Brian Hayward, and one in particular was brilliant. They had acquired Mike Weiser from the Hartford Whalers, but apparently Sutter ticketed as number 1 at the moment, and Barron, newcomer, second in command. Here's Lukowicz with the puck. Back to Howard Chuck, and his shot went off Brent Sutter. Flatley cleared it out over the line, but they ruled it was a hand pass, and they've called a face-off in the New York Islanders zone. Well, I guess really the controversy that surrounded Pat Flatley in the last game of the Olympics, Canada versus Sweden, when he was thrown out of the game for allegedly having run into the linesman. I talked to him about it Monday, and he just shook his head. He said, I didn't touch him. I brushed him, but he said, I didn't hit him with the stick. I didn't hit him with anything. Really, as Bill Torrey said in the press conference Monday morning, the decks were stacked against the Canadian and American teams at Sarajevo. Brent Sutter just
shot. Babbage can shoot them, Jiggs. We talked about his shot before. Sutter goes down, sliding in front of that puck. You know it hurt him. Look at the shot. The courageous Brent Sutter going down, making the stop off Babbage. Tell by the way he's holding his stick and the way he's leaning over now as he gets ready to take the face-off. Al Arbor spotted it also. Out goes Butch Goring, and off goes Brent Sutter. Give him a little time to recuperate. That puck had to hurt. I don't care how much padding you have on your body. A shot that hard has to hurt.
Al Arbor went down to speak with him. Trainer Ron Waskey checks in with Brent Sutter as well. As Tonelli gets into the Winnipeg zone, a neat move around Babbage. Recovers the puck. Get it out in front. Flatley shoots. Good stop by Sotard, and the rebound is cleared ahead from McLean. Lukowicz gets into the Islanders' zone. Shot and score!
Lukowicz, he's another one with speed. A Jet, a Winnipeg Jet, down the left wing side. Look at the chance here for Flatley. All alone in front. Good shot by the youngster. Cleared away. The pass goes to McLean to Lukowicz. Watch him shoot in stride. He quickly let it go right between the legs of Roland Melanson on a pretty play as McLean on the right wing side hits Lukowicz. The puck is rolling on him. He shot it anyway, a hard shot, as it went quickly between the legs of Roland Melanson, and the score is tied again, this time at 2 apiece on Lukowicz's 20th goal.
It comes at 10:36. Midway through the period, and the game tied 2-2. Nystrom, LaFontaine, and Bourne move out. Nystrom has dumped it into the Winnipeg zone. LaFontaine gets in first. It's hauled down. They're calling icing anyway for one reason. I am at a loss to explain. LaFontaine.
Questionable play, Jake. Not so much on who touched it, but watch what happens here as Picard, number 3, pulls on the left arm of Flatley. The linesman has his arm in the air, signaling an icing, as Picard interfered with LaFontaine. LaFontaine was in ahead of Picard, easily could have touched the puck, but Picard pulled him away and then knocked the puck with his stick, creating the icing.
Ron Wilson will take the face-off against Bourne, and the draw is cleared down into the Winnipeg zone. Picard will go back for it. He and Waters on defense. Wilson is centering with Lundholm and Brian Mullen. Mullen just gave the puck to Wilson, who comes into the Islanders zone, dumping it around the boards. Melanson cuts it off, lays it up to Bourne. Bourne across to Nystrom, but out of his reach, and Babbage was there. Picked up by LaFontaine. Trying to get it to Potvin, and it didn't work. A chance for the Jets, and Potvin stepped into Mullen with a good hit. Mullen recovers. Pass was intercepted by Nystrom. Around for Gord Lane. Lane up the boards. LaFontaine couldn't pick it up. Wilson is checked. Puck ends up back of the Islander goal, controlled by Potvin. Potvin wheeled it to the right side off Nystrom's stick. They centered, but out of the reach of Mullen. And Potvin on the left wing boards. Got it down away from Babbage. And the Islanders are going to be called for having iced the puck. We have 8 minutes and 7 seconds left in the second period. A break in the action. The score tied 2-2.
Today, there's a new power on the road. The first Nissan 300CX. 3 liters of fuel-injected turbo-thrusted V6 motion. 200 horses strong. The all-new Nissan 300CX. It'll snap you from 0 to awesome.
Come alive, come and drive. Made motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
On the face-off, the Islanders have moved the puck to center, and the Jets dump it right back in again. They're tied 2-2. Debelois came in, the puck went off his stick and into the seats.
Interesting out-of-town score, Jiggs. In the third period, Stoughton has scored for the New York Rangers, but Korn and Derlago have both scored for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they lead the Rangers 2-1 as it stand in the third period.
The only final score we have in at this point, Vancouver defeating the Pittsburgh Penguins 9-5. The Flyers have jumped out in front of Edmonton 1-0. Minnesota leading St. Louis 3-2. Chicago with a 4-3 lead over Buffalo. Here the Islanders and the Jets even at 2. Butch Goring, Anders Kallur, and Duane Sutter the forwards. Persson and Langevin on defense. Jonsson in goal tonight has just cleared the puck around the boards. Bossman to Arneal, and it was knocked away from him. Duane Sutter unable to get Goring loose at center ice. Persson took it from Bossman, gave it to Goring. Kallur moves up the wing. Turned around. Duane Sutter goes in to recover the puck. Sidesteps the check, trying to come out of the corner, and his centering attempt was picked off by Bossman. Langevin held it in at the left point. Into Goring to Duane Sutter. I heard Sutter calling for it. Doesn't get it back to Goring. It comes to Langevin to the corner for Sutter. Duane Sutter to Kallur, who tips it to right wing. Over goes Persson for the puck. Into the corner for Duane Sutter. He's tied up. And Laurie Boschman's pass intercepted by Goring. Goring to Kallur. He shoots. Good stop right on the goal crease. As play continues, the Jets come up with the puck. Arneal at center ice. Dumps it into the Islanders' zone. Doug Sochart has made some excellent saves in that Winnipeg goal tonight. Here's Bossy on his off wing. Mike Bossy waited for Trottier, and then the pass was intercepted. The Jets come over center ice. Steen on right wing has failed with him. Steen taken out by Jonsson, and Melanson cleared it to Greg Gilbert. Gilbert around the boards. Waters knocked it down. It came outside the line. Shot back in offside. And play has been called. We now have 6 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second period. A break in the action. This game is coming to you from the Winnipeg Arena.
Okay, I'm changing the strategy. I just made it Michelob Light for the winner.
Would a bunch of guys really play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winner! You know what I like most about winning this game? What? The trophy. Michelob Light!
Face off at the Islander blue line. Trottier between Gilbert and Bossy. Potvin and Lane on defense. The Jets back at their own line. Got checked, and then offside is called. The arrival of two new and young players. Let me just test your thoughts of the game, 18. Who is the youngest player now in the National Hockey League? And keep in mind it's leap year and all of that stuff.
The youngest player right now?
Yeah.
In the National Hockey League? I mean, obviously you've got to say Pat LaFontaine if he's here right now and just turned 19.
Well, I didn't mean in this game. I mean in the entire league. There's a player playing tonight who is celebrating his 6th birthday today. And there is Greg Gilbert testing Sochart. Catching glove save. Bossy picks up the puck on left wing in front to Trottier. And at the top of the circle got checked, and Steen breaks out. They have not had a penalty call here in the second period. The Jets into the Islanders zone. Steen's shot was cut off and cleared by Potvin to Trottier. Trottier dumps it in over the line. Gilbert picks it up with a drive that missed on the stick hand side. Babbage for Winnipeg. Checked by Bossy. Babbage goes to the boards, dumps it into the corner. Backboard is Potvin. Winnipeg in the middle of the player change. Gilbert moves it up left wing, but out of the reach of Brent Sutter. Babbage came over in time. Potvin blocked his pass. Had too many men on the ice. They were in the middle of the change. Played the puck. Got away with one. Flatley to Tonelli. Out in front. Just Flatley. He picks it up now. Backhand shot went wide. Jonsson comes in off the blue line. Back to the net for Tonelli. Line up in the boards and knocked down. Brent Sutter recovered the puck. Gave it to Jonsson from the blue line. It went off McLean's stick. Tonelli hustles after it. Tonelli back to the net. Around to Brent Sutter. Flatley and Campbell broke up that pass. Campbell to McLean. And then across to Lukowicz, who gets in over the line. To Howardchuk, who was taken off the puck. Kenny Morrow is back. Morrow, long pass to Tonelli. Cross two lines, and that's offside. We'll take a break here. 4:27 left in the second period. The score is tied. The New York Islanders 2 and the Winnipeg Jets 2. The Winnipeg Jets have lost only once in their last 5 games. That was Monday night to the Edmonton Oilers. The Islanders had put a win streak together until losing in Philadelphia Sunday night. That LaFontaine into the Winnipeg zone was ridden off the play. Nystrom picks up the puck. Comes off the boards with a shot right into the catching glove of the goaltender who holds on. And LaFontaine was clogging things up in the goal crease.
He's not bashful, Jiggs. Let's take a look. Nystrom turns and lets the shot go. Standing in there, causing a lot of disturbance. Yes, Pat LaFontaine. Bob Bourne goes in. Number 7 is Waters for Winnipeg. Here's Nystrom as he spins away from Deblois. Takes the screenshot. Sotard has it with a lot of traffic. Looking for a rebound.
LaFontaine on the face-off. Bourne and Nystrom on the wings. Boschman got the draw for Winnipeg to Picard. Cleared out across the line. Bourne with it on the far side of the ice. Now to Nystrom. Pokes it in. It's cleared right back out again. Langevin will pick it up. Gave it to Persson. Bob Bourne. Pass for LaFontaine missed and the puck goes loose. Persson gives it to Langevin. Again to Persson, out to center ice. Deblois intercepted the pass. Deblois to Arneal, and a shot went off the crossbar.
What a drive by Scott Arneal. He paid the price after he took the shot. Dave Langevin caught up with him. Here's the drop pass by Deblois. There's the shot. Look at Dave Langevin as he moves in for the kill, and almost did as the puck goes off the crossbar. Deblois' drop pass immediately released with a wrist shot by Arneal. Off the crossbar, up into the seats. Good chance for the Winnipeg Jets on Deblois' drop pass and Arneal's wrist shot off the crossbar.
Goring against Wilson on the face-off. The puck went back to Lane, to Kallur. Backhands it into the Winnipeg zone. Wayne Sutter chases it. Sutter pulled it away from Mullen. Back of the net. Is Goring with the pass. It's out on right wing. Lundholm fell. There was nobody near him. Now Lane stepped into Mullen to knock the puck away. Babbage goes back for Winnipeg. Babbage off the boards. Lane waited at center ice. Waits for Goring to get back onside before shooting it in over the line. That's cleared out. Lundholm on right wing is checked by Goring. Offhand moved up, kicked it away from Wilson to Duane Sutter, and his pass was intercepted. This is Ron Wilson. Wilson to Lundholm. Goes to the left side. Mullen bumped by Gord Lane, who's had a good game tonight. Gallagher shoot it down into the Winnipeg zone. And we get an icing call with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left in the period.
A couple of Long Islanders here at the hockey game, and one in particular, our friend. I tease him. I have a lot of fun with him. I have over the years. He's been a big help to myself and, of course, Jiggs. Stu Honig, our stat man, as we know him, standing here in Winnipeg. Once a year, at least, he does a road trip. Along also here, Fran Stein from Long Island. So I'd like to make mention to hi, Mom and Dad back home. They made it safe.
All right. Move on to Toronto, too, I believe, and catch the game there on Saturday night.
Yeah. Stu's on a road trip. He was in Philadelphia. Here he is in Winnipeg, and he's going to be in Toronto. All right.
Must be independently wealthy.
No question. He works for your friend and mine, Nelson Doubleday, over Doubleday Books in Garden City. So
that explains the whole thing right there.
Thought I have a lot of money right
You're on Nelson's payroll. You're set. Just ask George Foster or Bill Webb or any of those.
Absolutely.
Let me clear up something I was saying earlier about the youngest player in the league.
He said 6 years old.
He is 6 years of age today, and he's playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight.
Wonderful.
Dan Daoud.
Well, that's right. He's the only National Hockey League player born on this date.
That's right.
So he's 6 years old. How about that?
I wonder why the Pocket Rocket retired at such a young age, too. He was one of those leap year babies.
I'd forgotten. That's right. My memory has failed me again. Pocket Rocket. Of course.
Daoud, officially 6 on the 29th of February. Bossy trying to set up Gilbert. The pass broken up, and the Jets move up 3-on-3. McBain on right wing. Drops it back to Steen. Steen unable to center it in front, and Bossy clears it, but not out. There's Waters. A shot blocked by Bossy to Gilbert. Trottier moves up. Fred Gilbert hooked and knocked down by Waters. No penalty. Offside is the call. The Winnipeg Jets fans feeling that indeed
an injustice has been performed, but not the punishment handed out. Let's take a look. There goes Greg Gilbert. Waters, number 7, he was caught in the plays. A defenseman pulled him down from behind. And if it sounds like crying, I don't mean it that way. I'm reporting what we're all looking at. Al Arbor saw it. It was right across the ice from where he was standing. He's upset. That is the kind of a play that Bryan Trottier is giving a little of his views to referee Hallover. Pretty flagrant hooking from behind. We'll have to wait and see what the first penalty he hands out after that particular play is going to be.
He has not called a penalty in the second period. Score is tied 2-2. Howard Chuck got an assist on that goal by Lukowicz back in 10:36. There's Mayo with a rising shot off the blocking glove from Melanson. Jets tried to center one. It was broken up and cleared neatly by Tomas Jonsson and out into the center ice. That's forced the Islanders back. Delayed offside in effect as Jonsson gave it to Morrow. A minute and a half remaining in the period. Morrow carries it over the Winnipeg line and couldn't get around Campbell, and Sutter fed it off to Babbage. Babbage plays it up the middle and bounced off Lukowicz to McBain. Across the steam, but out of his reach. Brent Sutter to Gilbert. Gilbert at center ice. And on his effort to get it into the Winnipeg zone, now Jonsson dumps it around the boards. It'll be picked up by Campbell. Campbell put it right on Flatley's stick, but offside as he took it outside the blue line.
Dangerous play at your own end of the ice. Sniping on the play, Pat Flatley. Showing a lot of poise, Jiggs. I love to see the young players come into the league with the kind of attitude that both these youngsters have. They're fine young gentlemen, the kind I've often said. But if they're the right, yeah, he's the kind if your daughter came home with, you would not be upset at all. Very polite. As, of course, Pat LaFontaine. I often say that the Islanders, and I know for a fact, when they draft players, personality has a lot to do with it.
And he will be visiting with both the two Pats on our second intermission coming up. We're into the final minute of the second period. The Jets clear the puck out to center ice where Persson has it. Over to Langevin, back to Stefan Persson. Flatley, Brent Sutter, and Tonelli move up. Tonelli carrying the puck across the line. The pass to Brent Sutter, he shoots. Sutter just got a piece of it. Langevin dumps it back to the net for Tonelli. Tonelli centered, went off Lukowicz, and is cleared to the right wing for McLean. He overskated it and got it into center for Howard Chuck. Can't get through the Islander defense. Howard Chuck holding on to the puck to McLean, and what a save by Melanson as McLean drilled it immediately. Picard has to go back into the Winnipeg zone. 15 seconds left in the period. Picard missed Howard Chuck with the pass. Persson gives it to Langevin. We're tied at 2-2. Langevin a long shot. Sutter put the stick in front of it. Howard Chuck picks it up in the corner. Ridden into the boards. LaFontaine tying up Howard Chuck, and that's all for period number 2. Each team scores a goal. Neither team takes a penalty. And after 2 periods of play in Winnipeg, the score remains tied. It's the New York Islanders 2 and the Winnipeg Jets 2. Eddie and I'll have a recap of the second period right after these messages.
Could we see something for under $10,000?
I have just the thing.
The 84 Buick Skyhawk. It has a base price of $71,333. No wonder Buick is the only domestic car with a sales increase for the past 4 consecutive years.
Gee, it's perfect for you, honey.
Can you wrap it?
If you price a Buick, you'll buy a Buick.
Do you know how many of these motor oils would love to make this claim? Well, this one can. Mobil 1. This February, buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 in this easy pour resealable plastic container and drive away with a $3 rebate coupon on the official oil of the Winter Olympics.
This painting, your fascination with it, what it means to your life. Forget it.
Thursday, on the 4 o'clock movie, demonic forces are at work, plaguing a director and his young daughter.
Emily. Are we still one step ahead of the devil?
The Cursed Medallion, Thursday at 4 on Channel 9.
And I told you that you were a third-rate pistolero. Now I'm going to tell you something else. I'm not.
Thursday at 8:30, Glenn Ford stars as a U.S. Marshal whose gunslinging days are not yet over.
If you make Dan Blaine fight you, he'll kill you.
I reckon I'll do what I came here to do in the first place.
Chad Everett stars as the man who's eager to challenge the notorious lawman. But it's the last challenge for one of them. Angie Dickinson co-stars Thursday at 8:30.
The New York Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets tied 2-2 after 40 minutes of play here at the Winnipeg Arena. Shots on goal in the second period by the New York Islanders, 13, a two-period total of 25. The Jets had 10 shots in the period. They, too, with 25 after two periods. It was 1-1 going to the period. Tonelli regained the lead for the New York Islanders with his 22nd goal of the season from Brent Sutter and Pat Flatley at 6:25. And then Lukowicz from McLean and Howard Chuck at 10:36 tied it up for Winnipeg for Boris Lukowicz, his 20th goal of the year. So the Islanders and the Jets even at 2-2. I'm Jiggs McDonald with Ed Westfall back here at the Winnipeg Arena. Very close checking, very tight checking game, as a matter of fact, now.
And the skating stayed in the game, Jiggs, and I think that's what's important. Neither team let up. Of course, the Islanders can't because Winnipeg loves to skate. They're at home. They're expected to put on the show, and they're putting on a pretty good one. Tonelli's nice goal, that kind of shook them up for a little while. I think a year ago, Winnipeg probably would have fallen apart by now with the Islanders, playing that steady kind of game. You look for that from the Islanders, particularly on the road. They don't gamble a lot, but when they get the opportunities, they'll take advantage of them. Winnipeg beat the Islanders in the other two games because they skated and hustled and they created opportunities. And they find a few holes every now and then, a few cracks in the dam with the Islanders in their own end of the ice. They've got a few chances, but down at the other end, Sutter has been outstanding for Winnipeg. The Islanders have peppered away at him on a few occasions, and some of them screened, but Sutter has held his poise very well. So that gives the Winnipeg Jets another little lift. So they've used that and used the fact that no penalties in the period. They haven't had to kill any penalties off either team in the second period. So that is a luxury for both teams.
Coming into tonight's game, and we touched on it at the beginning of the game, Clark Gillies not dressed for the Islanders, healthy, scratched, the coming of the two new players. He seems to be taking it very well. I'm rather surprised because Clark likes to play.
He does, Jiggs, but Clark Gillies, in all the years he's played, does not show a lot of emotion, whether things are good or bad. He stays very even. So in that note, I would have to say that his feelings inside are well hidden.
Well, at the end of two periods, the Islanders and the Jets are tied 2-2 and will return to the Winnipeg Arena right after these messages.
If you've been putting off those home repairs or driving a car that drives you nuts, you should get a goodbye loan from the Bank of New York. We've got home improvement loans and loans for new and used cars, all at guaranteed fixed rates. So say goodbye.
Goodbye, old clunker.
To just getting by with a guaranteed fixed rate goodbye loan. Only from the Bank of New York. Call Action Phone and apply for yours now.
At last, one airline has done something unique for America's senior citizens.
For only $1,199 each, we can travel anywhere Eastern flies in the U.S. for a year. So we're going to visit our niece in Boston, our kids in L.A., and dear old Mom in Florida.
If you're 65, you qualify. Your Get Up and Go passport also entitles you to major discounts at participating hotels. Call Eastern or your travel agent for details.
Eastern's Get Up and Go passport. It was worth waiting for.
Budweiser salutes the coaches and trainers of the 1984 U.S. Olympic team.
That's the way, Mark. That's the move. How'd it go, big fella?
Just flatten your back. Come on, bounce. Now stretch those arms out. Get down into it. Pull the arms back.
The gun goes off. I really want you to explode off the line. Arm swing, arm swing. To the U.S. Olympic coaches and trainers, the team behind the team, this Bud's for you.
Over 10,000 doctors in Big Apple Country have joined Blue Cross and Blue Shield to offer our healthiest employee benefits plan ever, with a commitment to the future. Our physicians will link their fee increases to the Consumer Price Index, doing their share to help you control costs, all neatly wrapped and called Wraparound Plus. Call 1-800-554-PLUS to learn more about Wraparound Plus, the healthiest group benefits plan ever from Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
The New York Islanders have built a championship team through the draft over the years, and their last two #1 picks have joined the Islanders this week and visited with Ed Westfall tonight.
Thank you, Jiggs. And as we promised, two wonderful young men. And I have to, first of all, let me turn, I guess, to my right. And Pat LaFontaine, my first thoughts were back when I was sitting in your position, my first National Hockey League game, nerves, obviously. But, for a young fella, starting his National Hockey League career, you've had a lot of experience. You played for the Detroit Midgets a couple of years ago, then you played in the Quebec Major Junior League, and now you're in the National Hockey League. Does any one of the beginning games, and along with the Olympics, of course, does any one of the beginning games supersede starting in the National Hockey League?
Well, I don't think so. You know, as a kid, my first goal and dream was always to be an NHL hockey player, and as I got older, I kind of developed an Olympic dream watching the 76 and even more so in 80. So, like you say, I learned a lot, and I think the experience has helped me so much. And I'll tell you, things happen fast, and it seems like you said, I was just a midget the other day, and now you're here starting your first game, and I've learned to enjoy it, and it's been fun, and I just hope it keeps continuing, and I'll keep enjoying it like I have.
Pat LaFontaine, let me ask you this also, that when you were first drafted as an Islander, what was your first feeling?
Oh, it was a surprise at first because everyone was telling me I was either going to Detroit or Hartford. So I tried to go in there just with an open attitude and you know, whatever happens is going to happen. So when the Islanders picked me, it was kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting it, but it was a really good surprise. It was a great surprise, and I'll tell you, I was had to hit myself the whole day and say you're drafted by the Islanders, and it was a great thrill, and I'm just really happy to be here.
I saw the interview with John Madden. What were your thoughts about John Madden? He's such a great guy in all of our eyes.
Yeah, he was really nice. He was nice to the interview he did because we worked hard and things didn't go right, and we had hoped to do better. And he went about it a nice way, and it was real nice what he said.
You were glad to get home, obviously, after the Olympics and see the family?
Yeah, I saw them over there. My mother and father and sister and my grandma and grandpa even came, and it was nice to see them, and even more so at home because I got to relax and kind of, you know, put things in perspective and then get ready to come here. So I'm really excited about tonight.
Pat LaFontaine, thank you. Let me go over here to my left a little bit, and on the other side, another Pat, not to get confused with Pat LaFontaine, Pat Flatley from Toronto. And you've had an interesting career. You've kind of gone a different route. You didn't go to the junior hockey like most players. You went the university route. What are some of the advantages, do you think, of playing university hockey before you prepare for the NHL, or on your preparation for the NHL?
Well, for myself personally, I dropped out of competitive hockey really as in grade 10 and played for my high school team just because I wanted a lot of practice time because I had to work on a lot of my skills and that was the best route to take. As far as going junior, my brother went junior and he got injured and he was behind in getting his education. I wanted to get as much schooling as I could. And plus, you know, Bob Jonsson was coach there and I knew I'd learn a lot from him. And I think the practice time was probably the major reason, that and the education.
You must be reading my mind. I was just going to ask you who your first coach was when you went to the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was about Badger Bob, and that's what they call him in Calgary now.
Did you enjoy working under him? Was he a big help to you?
Really big help. He's an excellent motivator, and he's a really good teacher.
And now that you've finished with the Olympics, you beat, of course, your teammate, the opening game. Have you guys discussed all of this before?
No, we never. Well, actually, during the year, we never knew each other. We just, we'd shake hands after a game of that and say hi to each other, but we never really talked. Other than the Olympics was the first time we met, sitting around in the cafeteria. And we never really talked about the Islanders there either. It just didn't seem like the right time.
I'd asked Pat LaFontaine about his reaction when he was first drafted by the Islanders. What was yours? What were your first thoughts?
Well, I was really excited, actually. Just be going in the first round was a great excitement. The Islanders made it even greater. Well, Jimmy Devellano talked to me before the draft and told me that there's a good chance I might be going there. So
isn't that considered tampering?
No, it was just kind of I think it was kind of a character test or something. But anyways, during the draft, it was 21st, came around, and I was a little nervous up there, sweat going. But
Pat Flatley, let me ask you, when you were coming along as a young player, did you have a player in the National Hockey League that you looked toward and wanted to be a little bit like? And if it was, who was that player?
Well, when I was really young, I really liked Wayne Cashman and Terry O'Reilly. I liked the Bruins a lot. But as I got older, a lot,
That's a great selection, of Boston Bruins, huh?
Yeah, and then, naturally, Tonelli and Bobby Nystrom, they're excellent. I really like the way they play, too.
Let me go back just quickly as we sign off to Pat Flatley to say to Pat LaFontaine the same question. Did you have a role model growing up in the Detroit area in the National Hockey League?
Yeah, I think Gilbert was always my favorite hockey player, and Gilbert because I used to, sit in front of the TV when the playoffs came, and I'd be watching those, when I was young, and I just really liked him a lot. And now today there's so many great players, but he was always my favorite.
Two great young players we're going to see a lot of in the future. Now let's go back up and join Jiggs McDonald.
All right, Eddie, tonight's guest will receive the original members-only strap-collar jacket. It's today's most exciting, most wanted jacket. Members only. When you put it on, something happens. at fine stores everywhere. That's Flatley with a goal and an assist. The Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets tied 2-2. We'll have some highlights for you when we return to the Winnipeg Arena right after these messages.
From Buick's popular Skyhawk, base priced at only $71.33, comes two of the hottest Hawks ever. The Turbo Hawk, turbocharged excitement for the 80s. And the Super Hawk, it's red because it's hot. Be one of the lucky few to own one. Available now in limited quantity only at your New York, New Jersey Buick dealers.
Even though Hewlett-Packard technology has produced a number of firsts, some of you still don't know who we are. Or maybe now you will. Introducing the touchscreen personal computer, the Hewlett-Packard 150. By merely touching the screen, you can find an address, move a paragraph, change a forecast, make a chart with just your finger. Now nothing stands between you and what you can become. Hewlett-Packard personal computers, setting you free.
Letters overweight. That's an extra charge. Another overweight. Another extra charge. Another overweight.
Some express companies have strict rules about how much your overnight letter can weigh. Pure Letter Courier's different. We keep coming up with ways to make things better for you. Like Pure Letter Plus. All the pages you can fit in a big 9x12 envelope, no matter how much it weighs. Only $9.75. Pure Letter Plus from Pure Letter Courier. You want it, you got it.
Do you know how many of these motor oils would love to make this claim? Well, this one can. Mobil 1. This February, buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 in this easy pour resealable plastic container and drive away with a $3 rebate coupon on the official oil of the Winter Olympics.
Jiggs McDonald and Ed Westfall back at the arena in Winnipeg. The score tied 2-2. They've corrected the shots on goal, giving the Islanders 14 in the second period, so they now are out shooting Winnipeg 26-25. But the game is tied 2-2. Eddie with some highlights.
Thank you, Jiggs. Let's take a look at the goals. First, the Islanders, they struck in the second period at 6:52. That's Flatley as he kicked the puck to Tonelli. There's the shot. Good stop by Sutter, but the rebound with John Tonelli unprotected in front of the net. He lifts it over Sutter. Let's take a look again. Here's the pressure by the Islanders, the forechecking of Pat Flatley in behind the net. He gets the puck along the boards in his skates, and he kicks it. Kicks it to who? John Tonelli. He gives it to Brent Sutter. Look at that shot. Look at the nice stop by Sutter, but the backhand shot of John Tonelli is over the sprawling Sutter. Tonelli's 22nd of the season for Brent Sutter and Pat Flatley at 6:25. Made it 2-1 Islanders. Take a look down at the other end of the ice as Flatley gets another opportunity. Nice stop by Sutter. He had a busy period. The puck is cleared. It's cleared onto the stick of Paul McLean as he races out through center ice. He gives it to Lukowicz. His quick shot, a beauty, a wrist shot right between the pads of Roland Melanson. On the fly, Lukowicz put it between the legs, and it's in the net and tied the score at 2 apiece. Look at the nice flat pass by McLean to Lukowicz. And Lukowicz, as he finishes it, a hard shot between the legs of Roland Melanson. Lukowicz is 20th of the season. McLean and Howard-Chuck. It was Howard-Chuck that cleared it in front of the goaltender. At 10:36, Lukowicz tied it at 2 apiece. That's where we stand right now.
You see the Winnipeg Jets returning to the ice. The Islanders are already out there getting ready for the third period. A reminder that reservations are now being taken for the 1984 New York Islander Nassau County Summer Hockey School. The school will begin on July 9th and run through till September 1st. This year, both 1- and 2-week sessions will be available to boys and girls ages 7 to 18. As in past years, the last 2 weeks will be reserved for the advanced player. For more information and a brochure on the 1984 New York Islanders Summer Hockey School, call Cadillac Park. The Islanders practice home, area code 516-935-3501.
The Islanders get some help, Jiggs. It's been flashed on the board here at the Winnipeg Arena. The game is over. Toronto has defeated the New York Rangers 3-1. Derlego with his second goal of the game made it 3 for Toronto. Stoughton had the only goal for the New York Rangers. So the Rangers, an opportunity to go into first place tonight is lost. There he is. What a first couple of periods that young fella's having.
And you know, to listen to him, Wayne Cashman.
Yeah, how about that?
And they have the other young man.
The hard workers.
Yeah, they have the other young man.
O'Reilly.
Mentioned Guy Lafleur. Whatever happened to the players who idolized the Howes and the Jeffrey
Wait a minute, I was going to give him heck. I thought maybe say, well, Ed Westfall.
Well, you said he was intelligent going into it, remember?
You got that right.
Third period underway, and we're tied 2-2. Smale with the puck. A long pass to Steen on right wing, but Potvin was there to clear it. Picard waits for his teammates to get back and shot it high and went over the head of Randy Mitten, the linesman, and up into the crowd. 24 seconds into the final period. Last meeting of the year between these two teams. The Jets had outscored the Islanders 8-5, outshot them 75-59 in the two previous games, winning here in overtime in December and defeating the Islanders at the Nassau Coliseum earlier by a score of 4-2. Bryan Trottier between Greg Gilbert and Mike Bossy for the Islanders. On defense, Potvin and Lane, and the puck is shot around the boards. Off Potvin's stick to McBain, who tried to cut in. Lane was there to clear it. Now Smale with a shot, knocked down in front by Potvin. Smale with it again at the blue line. It's spun up into the air, and Trottier trying to clear it, could not. Bossy dumps it out into center ice. Waters backs in over the Winnipeg line and cleared it up the boards. Right to Bossy, comes into the Winnipeg zone. Trying to get around Waters, gave it to Trottier. And Trottier centered off the skates of Gilbert. Potvin gets it in the corner to Trottier. In front, Gilbert couldn't knock it out of the air. Bossy lets one go. Off Gilbert's stick and wide. Picard ties up Gilbert. The puck came loose. Robert Picard is checked. Trottier around to Bossy. Bossy tried to center one. Picked off in front of the net by Smale to the left side to McBain. McBain shot it in off the stick of Melanson, and back goes Gordy Lane. Potvin waits back to the net, tries the left side with a pass to Trottier, across to Pat Flatley. Flatley comes over the line. Flatley backs to the wing, laid it across to Brent. Sutter had just come out. Sutter in deep, centers out of the reach of Tonelli, and it went right to Lundholm. He's checked by Tonelli to Brent Sutter. Sutter unable to get it back to Tonelli. It comes to the point for Tomas. Jonsson, who cruises in, and his shot was deflected. Tonelli back of the net, missed Flatley with the pass. Morrow moved in, couldn't get there in time. Here's a break for Lundholm. A drive. Melanson makes the save, and the puck goes up into the seats. There's a break in the action with 18 minutes remaining in the third period. The score tied. Islanders 2, Jets 2.
This bud's to everyone who tackles the changes and challenges of that new promotion.
This bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So listen to you for all you do.
Yep, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This bud's for you.
Action remains in the game. Partial breakaway. Tomas Jonsson just got back in time to tip the shot of Bent Lundholm, and he broke down the left side using some more speed by Winnipeg.
Winnipeg putting on pressure. Lukowicz came from back of the net, as you saw. Now Brent Sutter clears it around the board. Howardchuk in forechecking. Lukowicz to Campbell. That's one goal, and that was wide. Howardchuk rounds the net, put it out in front, and nobody there. Campbell works it back of the goal once more. Hale Howardchuk got it to the side of the net, covered by Melanson. Gave it to Morrow. Morrow up the left wing. Tonelli couldn't knock it down. Babbage had his pass knocked out of the air. Jonsson to Brent Sutter, then to Flatley, and it's picked up by Campbell, who shoots it into the Islander zone. They got away between the legs of Melanson and off their goal post. Oh my!
Close call. Roland Melanson went out to take what looked like a very easy pass, or actually the puck was shot in. He went out to take it. He looked up to see where the players in front of him were. There's the puck shot in. Roland Melanson took his eye off it. The puck hit just outside the goal post. More pressure from Winnipeg. Morris Lukowicz went in, tried to still shake it away from Roland Melanson, but he held on. There used to be a rule, I should say, in the National Hockey League. that the goaltender couldn't freeze the puck without making contact with the goal line. He could not go behind the net or behind the goal line and hold on to the puck. I think that's what Deblois is talking about now. Lukowicz went in quickly. Roland Melanson misplayed the puck. It went right between his legs and hit the outside of the goal post. And then he fell on the puck behind the goal line. And I think Deblois, his conversation with the referee Hall is about that.
Yeah, I gotta think so. In any event, the Islanders have a face-off in the circle to the right. Boschman on the draw against Bob Bourne. And they're both relieved by linesman Randy Mitten. At LaFontaine will come in for the Islanders, facing off against Arneal. Scott Arneal pulled it away from LaFontaine. They go to the boards together. Boschman picked it up center. Deblois checked by Bourne, and the puck is cleared across. LaFontaine dumps it out to center ice. Massa knocked it down and shot it right back in again. Langevin clears that. The Bourne across to Nystrom and out of his reach. Waters dumps it into the center ice zone. Persson is back. Gave it to Langevin. Langevin right side to Nystrom, and it's offside as the Islanders moved into the Winnipeg zone. Saturday night, the Islanders are in Toronto against the Maple Leafs and then return to the Coliseum on Tuesday, March 6th, the evening of the trade deadline. The Islanders play at home, which is unusual. The last few years, they've been on the road, it seems, for trading deadlines. The visitors Tuesday night are the Philadelphia Flyers. And the Toronto Maple Leafs come in the following Thursday.
A lot of Toronto Maple Leafs lately, Jake.
Thank goodness, for a while I thought they disbanded that team. Well, you look at the standings, and they're still there.
Some of the fans in Toronto may have thought that also.
Arneal and Deblois over the line. Deblois' backhander just went wide on the glove side. Bourne backs into Boschman. The puck loose. Arneal shot it off the catching glove of Melanson. Persson ties up Deblois, and the puck is frozen for a face-off.
Roland Melanson misplayed what looked like a pretty easy shot that time. It went off the end of his glove, up into the glass. Let's take a look at the pressure by Winnipeg again. Here's Deblois' backhand shot, just inches wide of the far goal post. As he moved in quickly, Scott Arneal gave Deblois the pass, and his quick release on the backhand almost fooled Roland Melanson.
The Islanders have not tested Doug Sotar down at the other end of the ice through the first 3 minutes and 38 seconds of this final period. Ryan Trottier will face off against Dale Howardchuk. Howardchuk hits it to Campbell. His shot from the point was blocked. Comes outside the line, picked up by Trottier, trying to get away from Campbell as he crosses the line. Trottier left it for Duane Sutter. He was checked. Lane moves in, couldn't make contact with it. And the puck is loose and break for the Jets. Campbell comes over the line, gave it to Howardchuk. Howardchuk centers and Trottier slipped across neatly to intercept the pass. Lukowicz back in his own zone. His pass intercepted by Duane Sutter, who comes in on goal, shoots, he scores! The Jets make a mistake, and the Islanders pounce on it.
They're opportunists. There's many of the Islanders can put the puck in the net, and one of them just did. Let's take a look. Right here, misfired by Lukowicz as he tried to clear the puck. Duane Sutter stole it, put it right in under the crossbar with a quick release on a wrist shot. As Sotar made a last-minute stab with his glove, but he was too late. Duane Sutter, on a quick shot, has given the Islanders a 3-2 lead. His 16th goal of the season has regained an Islander one-goal lead.
Rangers had an opportunity to climb into first place tonight, briefly, depending upon the outcome of this game, but they were defeated in Toronto 3-1. They have 79 points, the Islanders with 80. A victory here would make it 82, and Kallur comes over the blue line. Anders Kallur's shot, good stop by Sotar. A rebound loose and cleared by Babbage. Here's Kallur trying to stuff it in from the short side. It's cleared out across the line, and a break from McLean. He and Lukowicz move up, Potvin back. McLean holding on to the puck, centers. Howardchuk shot blocked by Potvin, and he covered up long enough for a face-off. Then the puck was moved with a hand pass. We have 15 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third period. A break in the action with the Islanders leading 3-2.
At last,
fast. One airline has done something unique for America's senior citizens.
For only $1,199 each, we can travel anywhere Eastern flies in the U.S. for a year. So we're going to visit our niece in Boston, our kids in L.A., and dear old mom in Florida.
If you're 65, you qualify. Your Get Up and Go passport also entitles you to major discounts at participating hotels. Call Eastern or your travel agent for details.
Eastern's Get Up and Go passport. It was worth waiting for.
Dale Howardchuk not having a good game again tonight. Let's take a look. McLean gives it to Howardchuk. Look at, he held it, and he had the whole net. If he'd have just gone a little bit further, he shot it right into Denis Potvin's midsection.
Now the Islanders move out. Trottier, Bossy, and Bourne. Bourne is replaced by Gilbert, and the puck goes to the center ice strike. The pass to Smale. He was checked by Morrow. He loose and a drive off the post. Andy McBain blasted one off the goalpost to the right of Melanson, and the Islanders clear it down the ice. Icing is waved off as Picard will pick it up. Robert Picard to McBain. It was stolen by Trottier. Fires one off the pads of Doug Sutter. Bossy in forechecking. Knocks it away from Waters to Trottier. Trottier skates back to the net. Played it back to Bossy. Mike Bossy comes out of the corner with a pass intercepted by McBain down to Smale. They move up 3-on-2. Over it goes to Steen on right wing. To Smale and missed it. Picard gets a shot. Good stop by Melanson as he was right up on top of the goal crease. This is Bossy at center ice, dumping it into the Winnipeg territory, and that'll force Campbell to recover. 14 minutes remaining in the third period. 3-2 Islanders. At center ice, Tonelli runs into Smale. Matt Flatley picks up the puck. Flatley to Persson. Across it goes to Langevin. Shot it around the board. Sutter missed it. Tonelli in forechecking. Got taken off the play, and Smale feeds it to center. Debelois hit hard by Persson, who stepped in front of him. Pass goes to Flatley on right wing. Over to Tonelli. Tonelli with Brent Sutter. Tonelli's shot is a stick save by Sutter. Flatley gets it into Brent Sutter to Tonelli. Tonelli trying to come out from the back of the net. Put it through in front of the goal, and Flatley was checked by Boschman. Debelois breaks loose on right wing. The pass to Arneal. Arneal checks. Langevin cleared it to the corner. Arneal gets it again. Centers. It's cleared by Persson and ends up in the center ice territory. Campbell shoots it right back in again. Wade Campbell hits for a rest as Persson went to left wing with a pass for Tonelli. Across to Nystrom. Nystrom is into the Winnipeg zone. As LaFontaine with him, the pass out of LaFontaine's reach. And here's McLean giving it to Boschman as the game is end-to-end now. Boschman a long shot. Wants the save. Potvin picked it up. Potvin to Nystrom. Taps it into the center ice zone. It rolls on edge. There will be no icing. Matha is back. Matha around to Lukowicz. Lost it. Recovered in time. Clear it to center where Potvin picked it up. Give it to Gord Lane. Shot it in off linesman Cox. The Jets. Howardchuk is over the line. A slap shot. Melanson got enough of that. The rebound, and he covered up with a shot from McLean. Here's Matthews at the right point. Into McLean in the corner. McLean centers, and it's tapped wide by Lukowicz. Howardchuk put it right on the stick of LaFontaine, who comes over center ice. LaFontaine to Bourne. Bob Bourne to LaFontaine. Back of the net to Bourne. Bourne trying to center. It's on the doorstep. They score. No goal. Waved off. Coming off Nystrom skates, and now he goes to complain to referee Bob Hall. He's nose to nose. Hall is going to say that he kicked it in. Nystrom says he did not, and the Islanders are really upset with the referee now.
Referee signaled right away that he thought that Bourne had kicked it, or I should say Nystrom had kicked it in. Look at the nice give and go here between LaFontaine and Bourne. There's the play. It went off Bob Nystrom's skate. He did not motion his skate towards the net. It deflected off it. Let's look again. I didn't see Bob Nystrom kick at it. There's Bourne behind the net. There's the play in front. That camera angle we couldn't tell, but Bourne, LaFontaine, and Nystrom all thought it was a goal. The referee Hall waved no goal. Tough break for Bob Nystrom. I couldn't see that he kicked at the puck. He has to direct the puck into the net deliberately for it to be disallowed, but Hall must have seen something I didn't.
So there's no goal, and it remains a 3-2 Islander lead. Boschman trying to send Arneal in. He got tripped up at the blue line, but it was offside anyway. We haven't had a penalty in the game since 18:10 of the opening period. We still have just over 12 minutes left in the third period.
Entertaining hockey game. The cunning, maturity of the Islanders against the great hustle of Winnipeg. Here's Bob Bourne as he slides the puck out. See Nystrom, he's got his weight now on his left side. That looks like it went off Winnipeg Jets player's stick, but it deflected apparently off Nystrom's skate and into the net. There was a little movement there. I could see on the second one, so it was a good call by the referee.
Morrow got checked at the Winnipeg line, but Duane Sutter was backing him up. Moved the puck to Goring. To Kallur, cuts in on right wing. Right in on goal, and what a save by Solgaard as he came out to cut it on. Campbell, the Deplois on right wing. He couldn't pick it up. Tomas Jonsson has given it to Goring. Checked right at the center ice right. Bossman, the Deplois. Goring rides him off the puck. Turned it out to center ice. Babbage picked it up. Played it off the boards, right back to himself. David Babbage, a slap shot. That sailed wide of the net. Comes back to Waters at the left point. Into the corner, but Morrow was there. Morrow out to center to Kallur on the neat pass. He's over the line, working on Babbage to drive. Missed on the stick side. Picked up by Babbage. Shot it into the center ice zone. Langevin goes back for the Islanders. Langevin and Persson on defense. Bossy is out with Trottier, and now Greg Gilbert. Puck loose. Gilbert gets over the line. The pass to Trottier to the right side. He gets checked. Smale was there. Cleared it to the right wing. McBain feeds it to Steen. Steen with a shot that hit Langevin. It's cleared around the boards for McBain. McBain centered, but Bossy was there to break up the pass. Mike Bossy at the center ice strike. Waits for some help to arrive. The pass neatly to Trottier. Back to Bossy, to Trottier. Had it in his skates, couldn't get it to the stick. Here's Smale over on the left wing. Across to McBain. McBain just celebrated his 19th birthday a week ago. But outside the line and brought in by Babbage. That's the offside call. We're down to 10 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third period with a break in the action. The score is the Islanders 3, the Jets 2.
This Bud's for everyone who takes the power and sends it down the line.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming true.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Kudos to our crack camera crew here at the Winnipeg Arena. Great bunch of guys and girls to work with here. That second camera angle that they showed us, Bob Nystrom, you could see the intent as he lifted his left skate and directed the puck. Good call by the referee.
Now the Islanders have been called for having iced the puck. The face-off comes all the way back. Well, the next game for you on WOR with the New York Islanders will be on Sunday, March 11th. The Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins, 7:30 from the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. And the following Sunday, March 18th, the Islanders and the Hartford Whalers at 7 p.m. And on the 22nd of March, it'll be the Islanders and the Boston Bruins, and that'll be a 7:30 start on WOR-TV. One more game during March. That's Sunday the 25th. The Islanders at Buffalo against the Sabres, a 7 o'clock start. The face-off, Mantha let one go that hit McLean on the back. He and Flatley fall together. McLean has been shaken up as Potvin took the puck away. Gave it to Pat Flatley. Flatley checked in his own end. Lane over to help up. Flips it up into the center ice zone. Mantha came back for it. Mo Mantha. Long pass, misses Howard Chuck. Down into the Islander zone. Gordy Lane will go back, and we'll have an icing call here against Winnipeg.
You know, prior to this season, there was only one recorded penalty shot for the Winnipeg Jets. Do you know who took that penalty shot?
No, I don't. Should I?
No. Well done, Jiggs. Well done. Well, it was Peter Sullivan. Stopped by Minnesota's Gary Edwards. October 19th, 1979.
Have there been any more this year?
Not that I know of. First one against the Winnipeg Jets was by Anders Kallur. Peter Sullivan, if you were wondering, is now playing in Switzerland. Obviously, he didn't score.
Peter Sullivan. LaFontaine between Nystrom and Bourne for the Islanders. Morrow and Jonsson on defense, and the Jets clear the puck to the center ice where Bourne picked it up. Boston to Denis with Boston as they move in. The shot, and save, the rebound. Oh, Melanson just got enough of it. Boston with a golden opportunity. Melanson reached back with the stick and was able to smother it.
Winnipeg have had some opportunities in the third period. None better than this. Here goes Denis, held the puck. Morrow bothering him from behind. There's a shot. Good stop by Roland Melanson, and as Boschman tried to wrap it around Melanson on the ice, Melanson took it away from him. Had he been able to go up in the air, he could have easily put it in the net. Right here, he's off balance. He's got to get it away quick. He's falling, and as he slammed away at it, Melanson forced him to go wide. He hit the side of the net. Melanson then got a piece of it. Then he got all of it.
Flatley with his first. Tonelli is 22nd. Duane Sutter is 16th. They're the goal scorers for the Islanders tonight. Picard with his 6th, and Lukowicz is 20th. The goals for Winnipeg. 3-2 is our score. Trottier and Boschman in the face-off circle. Boschman is asked to leave. Arneal will take his face-off. Trottier won the draw, getting it to Morrow. Morrow around to Jonsson. Knocked away from the ball. Shot wide. What an opportunity by Arneal. Bourne gives it to Nystrom as he comes to center ice. Back to Bourne. He's in across the Winnipeg line. Couldn't make the play. Denis had the pass to Arneal. It was checked. Nystrom missed the puck at center ice. Bob Bourne goes back. Bourne, LaFontaine, and Nystrom. Bourne pulled it away from Boschman. Morrow missed Nystrom with the pass. Loose in the Winnipeg zone. Babbage got back ahead of LaFontaine, and we get an icing call against the Islanders. We have 8 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the third period from Winnipeg with the score, the Islanders 3, the Jets 2.
America has seen a lot of foreign cars lately. These boys rode in with a lot to offer, but American know-how never lost a battle yet, no sirree. Take the new Buick Skyhawk, base priced at only $71.33. It gives you more room and better mileage than some comparable imports. So these boys ain't got the whole field to themselves no more. If you price a Buick, you buy a Buick. It's a great American car.
Another opportunity for the Winnipeg Jets. Watch number 11, Arneal, right in front of the net, right there. Oh, good opportunity. Roland Melanson got a piece of it. Dave Langevin got a whole chunk of Arneal, sent him decked to the ice.
Howardchuk takes the face-off against Bryan Trottier. Cleared by Duane Sutter to Persson. After Trottier plays it up the left wing boards to center ice, and Waters is there. Waters dumps one in across the line. Howardchuk goes after it. Put it out in front. Here's McLean with a shot. Melanson got a piece of that. Just enough to make the save. And Goring takes over. The pass to Langevin. Up to Kallur. Relayed it neatly to Duane Sutter. Steps in around Waters. Picks up the puck. But it was offside.
Another opportunity, Jiggs. McLean this time for the Winnipeg Jets. Roland Melanson is concentration on the puck. Look at the move here. Howardchuk dropped the puck to McLean. There's the shot. Good stop. As Roland Melanson took it away, McLean was looking for the top left-hand corner as he headed into the net. There he is, Paul McLean. He's got speed also. Had a couple of opportunities in this hockey game. So far, he hasn't been able to get it behind Roland Melanson.
Down to exactly 8 minutes remaining in the third period. The Jets trying to clear it out of their zone. They do. Lukowicz over the Islander line. Had trouble handling the puck. Dumps it back to the net, and it'll be picked up by Dave Langevin. The left side to Kallur. Mantha pinching in from the point. Checked him. Here's McLean. Went to the backhand and lost control of it. Butch Goring comes over center ice. Goring, a Winnipeg native. Checked at the blue line. Lukowicz let it go to Howardchuk. Ian McLean across the Islander zone. Howardchuk to the backhand. Drop pass. Mantha scores.
His statistics speak for himself for the first 2 years in the National Hockey League. Dale Howardchuk dominated this Western Division. Mantha trailing the play. Made a beautiful shot. Watch here as Howardchuk shows he can handle the puck. In front of Gord Lane, he dropped it. And there's a quick release by Mantha, the defenseman, into the lower left-hand corner. Let's watch again as Howardchuk, Calder Trophy winner 2 years ago. Good stick handling, good balance. Good timing as Mantha ties the score at 3 apiece with his 13th goal of the season. Not bad for a defenseman. Mo Mantha ties the score.
And Bossy gets in over the Winnipeg line. Got the puck around the boards. Gilbert chases it. And Gilbert to Trottier. Knocks it away from Babbage. They wrestle, and away comes Trottier to the short side. A backhander. Oh, Sutter made the save. Bossy beats Potvin at the point. Into the corner for Bossy. Back to the net. Being tied up by Babbage. Trottier gets a stick on it. Ryan Trottier's shot was blocked. Babbage still has a grip on Bossy. Now they release, and Trottier goes to the corner. Check. Babbage around the boards. Off Gilbert's stick. Trottier pokes it to the point. Gilbert backhands it. It goes high and up into the crowd. We're going to take a break here with 6 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third period, and the score tied 3-3.
If you've been putting off those home repairs or driving a car that drives you nuts, you should get a goodbye loan from the Bank of New York. We've got home improvement loans and loans for new and used cars, all at guaranteed fixed rates. So say goodbye.
Goodbye, old clunker.
To just getting by with a guaranteed fixed rate goodbye loan. Only from the Bank of New York. Call Action Phone and apply for yours now.
The Winnipeg goal, Mantha from Howard, Chuck, and Waters at 12:29. Getting them a 3-3 tie here in the third period.
They have speed, Jiggs. We've talked about it. I talked about it 5 times in this hockey game. Mantha doesn't have a great deal of speed, but I'll tell you, when he's in the right place, he can put it in the net. 13 goals he's got this season for the Winnipeg Jets as a defenseman.
The Islanders, Brent Sutter, Matt Flatley, and John Tonelli. Thomas Jonsson and Ken Morrow on defense. This is Tonelli coming over the Winnipeg line. Tonelli, the pass into the corner. It'll be picked up by Flatley. Turns, banks it back to the net for Brent Sutter. Being bothered by Arneal as he chases the puck. Brent Sutter check. Devlois dumps it outside the blue line. Morrow back to Tomas Jonsson. Over to Flatley. Flatley to Tonelli. Checked at the Winnipeg zone. Jonsson moves up now. He comes over the line. Thomas Jonsson centered one. Tonelli got a stick on it. Knocks it out of the air. Back to Jonsson. Thomas Jonsson around to check. Then he's hammered by Potvin, and Arneal feeds it up to Campbell. Nate Campbell into the Islander zone. The pass to Arneal. He shoots the lots of the save as he gets a split. And the puck ends up in the mesh at the side of the net.
They'll keep coming at you, the Winnipeg Jets. They've got the Islanders backing up for a shift or two. Couple of good chances as they moved in Arneal again. As you look at the matrix board here, showing 5:49 and the 3-3 tie, Winnipeg and the Islanders. Barry Long, the coach of the Winnipeg Jets. Good-looking young man. Handled his team pretty good. They put a lock on a playoff spot, and they've done very well. At this point in the season, Winnipeg currently third behind Calgary with 58 points. They're 8 points ahead of last place Los Angeles, 1 point ahead of Vancouver, who have the last playoff spot in the Smythe division, locked up right now.
St. Louis has defeated Minnesota, so that means the Blues remain 5 points ahead of the Toronto Maple Leafs for the last playoff spot in that division. What a interesting race going on all over the National Hockey League as we come down the final 15 games. Bourne is into the Winnipeg zone. Checked by Robert Picard. Nystrom runs into Howard Chuck in a heavy collision. LaFontaine gets the puck back to Langevin. His shot from the point was blocked. LaFontaine a drive off the shoulder of Sutter, and Howard Chuck slaps it around the boards. Lukowicz shoots at the length of the ice.
Good chance, Jiggs. Good chance for Pat LaFontaine. He tried to go high on Sutter. He's seen all of the good low shots taken away as Sutter works so well with his feet. Bob Nystrom up close. He likes to hit. He likes to hammer. You can see Howard Chuck look back, see him coming, and then boom! He and Lukowicz run into each other behind the net. Nystrom retains his balance. Lukowicz went flying. LaFontaine shot as he tried to pick the top of the net. See Sotard's reflexes. He jumped high, took it off the shoulder. Good shot by LaFontaine. It might have been a little high. It's hard to tell from this height that we're sitting at.
Persson dumps the puck into the corner. LaFontaine put it out in front. Oh, and off Babbage. There's a shot by LaFontaine that went high and wide. Lukowicz being checked by Bourne. LaFontaine trying to dig it loose, cannot. We're going to face off to the left of the Winnipeg goal.
First time in the hockey game, Jiggs, you see Winnipeg covering up now by freezing the puck in their own end of the ice. Very long, the coach wants to get some fresh troops out. Islanders putting on some pretty good pressure. That time LaFontaine, as he goes to the bench to get a rest. The puck out in front of the net. Winnipeg covered well.
You know, I was looking at his skates down in the dressing room earlier tonight. So many of the players have gone to the new Micron or whatever it's called, the various now. He relies on the old Bauer tube skate. I'd say old. I'm sure that
makes a lot of sense. I don't know whether he can get any more, but if he can still get the old skates, more power to him. You mean the kangaroo skin? Yeah. Wow. I didn't think you were allowed to wear those anymore. It's illegal.
Trottier sends Bossy in with a shot. Good stop. Gilbert the rebound and Trottier. Oh, Bossy's drive on the doorstep and cleared at the last second. Oh my, you won't come any closer than that. And the Jets have cleared it to center ice. Trottier, Gilbert, and Bossy. And here's Boston over the line. Right side, Debelois shot. Blocked by Melanson. Loose puck. Potvin cleared it. Campbell's drive. Potvin blocked that. Wade Campbell shoots. Knocked down and cleared. And we get an interference penalty on the play.
The penalty has to be against Winnipeg. They seem to be chasing after the referee Hall. Interference he was signaling. As he goes, let's take a look at the flurry. A moment ago. Look at the stop by Sutter off Bryan Trottier. And here's the puck right back on the goal, right near the goal line, right in the goal crease, cleared away by Babbage. There's Bossy. He started with that hard low drive that Sutter made a good save on. There's the pass by Gilbert. What a stop by Sutter off Bryan Trottier. Then he got a piece of Bossy's attempt, and they cleared it away. Penalty down at the other end of the ice. Back come the Winnipeg Jets. There's Gordy Lane as he takes one of the boats. Denis Potvin gave the puck. Boom. Hard shot by Wade Campbell. Blocked. Penalty. How can that go to Boston? I didn't see anything he did to get a penalty in the offensive zone at that. But obviously, the argument was not that long. Wasn't that heated. Boschman in the offensive zone takes a penalty. A kind that could be costly with 4 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the hockey game.
Interference is the call at 15:36.
I thought possibly they were going to give Gord Lane a penalty just to the left of Roland Melanson as he was taking one of the Winnipeg forwards out who was not in contact with the puck.
They had not had a penalty since the 18:10 mark of the first period when Tonelli went off for high sticking. Fifth penalty of the game, third against Winnipeg. Islanders with Flatley, Tonelli, and Brent Sutter. On defense is Jonsson and Persson. Thomas Jonsson starts up into the center ice zone and backhanded it wide of Sutter. Babbage is there, slapped it around the boards, right to Flatley, and it rebounded in front. Cleared down the ice by Smale.
Everybody in the building, Jiggs, knows and realizes the importance to Winnipeg to kill this penalty off.
The Jets penalty killing, the percentage 75.7%. The Islanders come over the line. Tonelli's pass intercepted. Steen is checked. Flatley dug it loose. Flatley into the corner for Brent Sutter. And set up Tonelli. Flatley got it back to Sutter. And again to Flatley. Down to Tonelli. Tonelli being tied up by Babbage gets away from the check. Tonelli to the point to Jonsson. Jonsson pass intercepted the depth of the break. Smale coming right in on goal. He shoots. Jonsson forced him wide. Smale centers. There's Steen. A backhander is blocked. There's a penalty call coming up against the Islanders. A slashing penalty. There goes the power play. We're down to 3:06 left.
Fans are on their feet, Jiggs, and I don't blame them. What excitement. Let's take a look. There's the pass. Steen to Smale. Look at the whack. Tomas Jonsson takes at him. He lost the puck in front of Roland Melanson. Melanson forced him wide. Look again. There's the pass. Oh, there's the slash by Tomas Jonsson. Saved by Roland Melanson. And the sides will be even with 43 seconds remaining in Boschman's interference penalty. And then Winnipeg will go on the power play with just better than 2.5 minutes remaining in the hockey game.
Well, here's the situation for the Islanders. Al Arbor taking a little time as Trottier out there. Tonelli is coming off the ice and Bob Bourne is going on. He's not sent out a defense pair yet. He's stalling. Out comes Gord Lane and Dave Langevin.
Have to think back a little bit, Jiggs, to December 30th. These two teams went into overtime, tied at 3 apiece. Same score as you see now. And the tie was broken in overtime when Paul McLean scored the winning goal.
And the Islanders did not get a shot on goal in that overtime span. Tonight they're being outshot 38-35 by the Winnipeg Jets. Trottier knocked the puck away from Wilson on the face-off and went to Langevin around the lane. Gordy Lane to Trottier. Knocked back out into center ice by Wilson, and here's Waters shooting it in off the board. Lane for the Islanders to Langevin. 25 seconds left in the penalty time against the Jets, and they pounce on a loose puck. Wilson with it. Got it around the boards. Melanson leaves it for Lane. Gord Lane fires it out to center ice. Waters has it. Tim Waters to Lucien Deblois. Overskated it. Waters picks it up. Across to Mantha. 5 seconds left in the Winnipeg penalty. Mantha slap shot. That missed on the glove side. Wilson drills one. Off Mantha's stick and up into the seats. The penalty time against Boschman has expired. Winnipeg with a power play for the next 1 minute and 15 seconds, barring any further penalties. We have 2 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third period.
Power play, a big one. The fans here, as well as they realize the fact that the Winnipeg Jets had to kill off a penalty. Now they know on the other side their team is poised and in a position with the extra man for the next minute and 15 seconds to get the winning goal.
Report just in from Edmonton. The Flyers are leading the Oilers 3-2. Philadelphia in the hunt for first place in the Patrick division, as are the Rangers and the Washington Capitals. Puck shot around the boards. Lukowicz after it. Morrow leaned into him. It came out in front. Howard-Chuck shot hit the side of the net. McLean sets up Babbage at the blue line, holding on to the puck. Babbage into the corner. Lukowicz. Hit it neatly to Howard-Chuck. Back to Babbage. Babbage lets it go off Kallur's stick. There's McLean at the side of the net. Back into the corner and dumped it around the boards. Howard-Chuck will pick it up. 42 seconds left in the power play. Babbage across to Mantha. Mantha's shot through a screen, tipped wide and cleared by Morrow. 30 seconds left in the penalty time against Tomas Jonsson. We're tied 3-3. The Islanders trying to pull one out here in Winnipeg tonight. The young Jay Riley, who's at Sloan Kettering Hospital back in New York. Deblois in on the left side is checked. Persson clears it. But not out. He gets a second attempt. And feeds it up to Bourne on right wing. He's over the line, forcing Babbage to turn, but Babbage was able to pick up the puck. David Babbage across to Arneal. Boschman trailing. Deblois moves in. Boschman with the pass, and he was checked by Tonelli. Boschman put it back in the net. Arneal can't center. Aims at 6 aside. The puck is underneath Langevin. And came loose, but the whistle had already sounded. 57 seconds left. We'll take a break here with the score tie. The Islanders 3, the Jets 3.
At last, one airline has done something unique for America's senior citizens.
For only $1,199 each, we can travel anywhere Eastern flies in the U.S. for a year. So we're going to visit our niece in Boston, our kids in L.A., and dear old mom in Florida.
If you're 65, you qualify. Your Get Up and Go passport also entitles you to major discounts at participating hotels. Call Eastern or your travel agent for details.
Eastern's Get Up and Go passport. It was worth waiting for.
I'm always anxious to give the penalty killers credit. I'll give them credit here, Jiggs. You know, there's been 6 power play attempts in this hockey game, and the total number of shots between the two teams, 15. That's all the shots that we've seen. 5 shots. What am I talking about? That's a total. I'm adding them up. It's 5 shots. That's even better. 5 shots in 6 power plays in the hockey game.
That tells you what the penalty killers are doing, all right. Or does it tell you that your forwards, your penalty, your power play unit isn't clicking?
Well, look at the action we've just seen a moment ago around the net and so on. A lot of times the penalty killers just don't give up the good shots.
Now Picard backhands the puck in at the Islander line. Bossy cleared it, will pick it up and comes down his off wing. Holding on to the puck. Here's Bossy at the top of the circle. Over to Potvin, and it slipped between his skates. Potvin comes out of the corner with it to Morrow. Morrow. Bossy, who couldn't make contact with the puck. LaFontaine shoots it high in the air, in and out of the Winnipeg players' bench, and play has been called. 33 seconds left in regulation time, and we're facing overtime for the second trip to Winnipeg. Same as December 30th. Same score, same situation here. Good hockey game. Winnipeg won that one 4-3. The Islanders in the face-off in the Winnipeg end of the ice. They have Trottier, Gilbert, Bossy, Morrow, and Potvin out there. Debelois is going to take the draw for the Jets. Now he backs out of the circle, and it'll be Boschman. The time remaining up at the top of your picture.
Another final score, Jake. St. Louis has beat Minnesota. Minnesota going down again 2 nights in a row, 7-5. St. Louis over Minnesota.
The draw comes back to Potvin. He scores! Potvin drills one from the point. It may have been tipped in front. In any event, the Islanders have regained the lead.
The puck changed direction in front of Sutter. They won the face-off. It was important. Trottier wins the face-off. Denis Potvin lets go with a tremendous blast. And it changed direction. You can see Trottier hit for the front of the net the moment he won the face-off. And as Potvin drilled it, watch Trottier. There he goes. There's the shot. Bryan Trottier tipped it in front. You see the referee, signal, point at Bryan Trottier. It's in the net. The Islanders, with 31 seconds remaining, have taken the lead, 4-3.
Trottier's 32nd goal of the year, the only assist to Potvin. Now Sutter hits for the Winnipeg bench. The Islanders trying to clear the puck out. Could not. McLean was checked. Got it in front to Debelois, and he couldn't pick up the pass. Getting Potvin back in the net. Ran into a check. Puck comes around to Bossy on right wing, and he has dumped it down into the Winnipeg zone with 8 seconds left. Mantha uses the right wing, missed McLean with the pass. Potvin and Trottier couldn't get a stick on it. Now he does. And there's the horn, ending this game in regulation time. The Islanders defeat the Winnipeg Jets for the first time this year. The record will be a win, 2 losses, and no ties. The final scores, the New York Islanders 4, the Winnipeg Jets 3. We'll be back with a recap and our Budweiser Star of the Game selection right after these messages.
Yes, Bill?
The final scores, the New York Islanders 4, the Winnipeg Jets 3. Shots on goal in the third period by Winnipeg 13, a game total of 38. By the New York Islanders 10, for a game total of 36. The score was tied 2-2 going to the period. Duane Sutter got the Islanders on top at the 4:08 mark. An unassisted goal for Sutter, his 16th of the year. Then about the 8-minute mark, Bob Nystrom had a goal called back that went off his skates, disallowed. Mantha tied it for Winnipeg at 12:29. Mantha's 13th of the year from Howardchuk and Waters, and the game was even at 3-3. We were into the last minute of play after a penalty to Boschman, a penalty to Jonsson. Neither team able to do anything with the man advantage. The Islanders get the winning goal at 19:29 when Trottier scored from Potvin. Right from the face-off to the right of Doug Sutter, Trottier's 32nd goal of the year, and the Islanders defeat the Winnipeg Jets. The final score is 4-3. A very entertaining hockey game from start to finish. Of course, we were all anxious to see what Pat Flatley and Pat LaFontaine could contribute to the Stanley Cup champions. Contribute they did, but of course the important thing is the outcome, and the Islanders, with that goal by Trottier late, get themselves the win. An exciting night.
It was an exciting night, Jiggs. When you think back in the early part, or actually right up to the time the goal was scored, Winnipeg had all the good opportunities down at Roland Melanson's end of the ice. But the Islanders, as they've done so many times before, they always seem to find a way to keep the puck from going into the net. The shots on goal not that far unbalanced, and Melanson, when he had to be, was there. Down at the other end, tough break for Winnipeg, but you could see when Trottier took the face-off, he headed right for the net. He knew what was coming. It was a set play. Potvin drilled it, and it was in.
And the Islanders now have opened up a 3-point bulge between themselves and the New York Rangers, and still have a game in hand which could be very important coming down the final stretch of the regular season. All right, the Budweiser Star of the Game selection, the choice as always is yours, Eddie.
Well, thank you, Jiggs. It wasn't too tough tonight because between Pat LaFontaine, I thought he played a fine hockey game, but really, it was Pat Flatley. He assisted on one goal, got another goal, and the goal he scored was a beauty. He dug the puck out of the corner, came out in front of the net, and put it in. So with that goal and an assist and an outstanding game, Pat Flatley, I know you're a little bit young, but I'll have it for you. This Bud is for you. You're the Budweiser Star of the Game. There he is walking out from the side, gets away from Mantha, and he drilled it into the lower part of the net. A fine goal for the youngster. He represented himself very well.
As you watch him again, he'll receive from Asta Sport a collection of their fabulous reversible fashion fleece coordinates. The original reversible fleece outfits in the United States. Asta Sport coordinates. They come in 15 colors and are available at Ben Hill Men's Stores. And Pat Flatley, with that goal, is first in the National Hockey League, and Pat Flatley is our Budweiser Star of the Game. The Islanders have defeated the Winnipeg Jets 4-3. Our next game for you with WOR and the Islanders will be in Pittsburgh, a couple of weeks away now. The Islanders continue on this road trip, but they get a lift here tonight. You've got to look at it on a positive standpoint, now 3 points ahead of the Rangers. And once again, our final score is the New York Islanders 4, the Winnipeg Jets 3. Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders hockey has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By the Bank of New York, the bank New Yorkers call their own. Datsun Nissan, builders of high mileage, high quality cars and trucks for 50 years. Available at your Datsun dealer. By Eastern Airlines, they have to earn their wings every day. Express Mail, next day service from the post office. Overnight, we make you look good for less. This game has been brought to you in part by New York, New Jersey Buick dealers. If you price a Buick, you'll buy a Buick. By Mobile Detergent Gasoline, power for your everyday needs. Be sure to be with us here on WOR-TV on March 11th when the Islanders take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Tonight's game has been produced by Bill Webb. Commercial coordinator was Curtis Reed. This game has been brought to you through the facilities coordination of Vanda Communications. And this has been a presentation of WOR-TV Sports.
As they get set for the third period, and that is of utmost importance. Now let's go to Bob and Gary Mickey.
It's very important, David. We're here in Game 4 at the Net Center in Bloomington. I'm Bob Cole with Gary Dornhofer, Mickey Redmond, set to go for the third period. It's all even. They're tied at 2. Minnesota losing it at center to Potvin. Coming in is Tonelli. Tonelli having some trouble. It's in his skates. Now it comes back in front of the net. Tonelli was knocked to the ice. Maxwell, a long pass to center. Knocked down right there by Morrow, and he shoots it back in for New York. Tonelli forechecking again. There's Tonelli sweeping it out in front of the net. Potvin takes a shot, and that's just wide. Now coming out is Payne. Lobbed it down the ice. Icing waved off. Billy Smith, back of the net to stop it there for Potvin. He starts up, hits the blue line. That's Potvin, swerving to the right side. Up over the line, tried to pass it in front of the net. Bossy took a swing at it. Here's Trottier, posting in. Good move, but then he couldn't pull it back. Now Bossy back of the net. He's out front. Bossy back to the blue line. Lorimer's shot. That's blocked up the defense. And Minnesota starts back. Lorimer cradles it though. Gives it to Gillies. Here's Gillies shooting one in. Giles has to hustle back, and Bossy is on the fly. Can't get in there in time though. Bobby Smith straight down the ice for Minnesota. Bobby Smith cuts to the corner. He was bumped by Lorimer. In back of the net. The Islanders pick it up, and it's Trottier. Minute and a half gone in the third period. Cicerelli forechecking a good deal. Back of the net, Lorimer. High on the glass it goes. Knocked down by Roberts. Bossy has to come back to help his defenseman. Moved it by at the point, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. Now Schmier. Flipped it past through the middle. Cicerelli in the front. Lane has him covered. Broughton and Lane go to the boards. Broughton couldn't get a stick on it before Lane